This is Nationwide 90 FM, owned and operated by Nationwide News Network Limited. We broadcast from our studios at 14 Ocean Boulevard in the Digital Center, downtown Kingston, Jamaica. Transmitting on the FM 90 band, 90.3 from Peters Rock in St. Andrew and Murphy Hill in St. Anne. Serving Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, St. Anne, parts of Clarendon, St. Mary and St. Thomas. 90.5 from Huntley in Manchester, transmitting to St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Manchester, Clarendon, rural St. Andrew and parts of St. Thomas. And 90.7 from Cooper's Hill in St. Andrew and Flower Hill in St. James. Serving Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, sections of Trelawney, Kingston, St. Catherine, Clarendon, St. Mary, Portland and St. Anne. Nationwide 90 FM also broadcasts on YouTube and Nationwide 90 FM Live too. RevoNews.ai and on Flow on channel 916. Nationwide 90 FM, a new revolution in media.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6 o'clock. From the studios of Nationwide Radio, morning radio the right way. It's Nationwide This Morning. A very good morning to you. I'm Tona Thomas. Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning, Friday, April 17, 2026. Sports agent anticipates a massive lawsuit against World Athletics due to its recent rule blocking several athletes from switching allegiance to Turkey. Executive Director of the Financial Services Commission says that the entity is treading lightly in tackling issues of poor insurance coverage in Jamaica. State Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce says continued cooperation with stakeholders in the cannabis industry will assist in more legislative amendments to help the sector. In regional news, Guyana to mark 60th independence anniversary with commemorative gold medallion. In international news, acting ICE Director Todd Lyons to leave the agency. In sports, J3A's reacts to World Athletics decision, describing the move as safeguarding the integrity of international competition. And in business, finance ministers and top bankers raise serious concerns about Mythos AI models. The details after the break.
If you love the vibes, the laughs, and the real talk, then you're one of us. Don't just listen, belong. Join the Nationwide 90 FM Family Club on Patreon.
Catch the first news of the day. A comprehensive package of local, international, sports, and business news. The news at 6 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. Sports agent QB Sigobin says he anticipates a massive lawsuit against the track and field's world governing body, World Athletics, due to its recent rule blocking several athletes, including Jamaicans, from switching allegiance to Turkey. Sigobin says he found the decision startling.
It's a little spooky that on March 19, 2026, that this policy came down from World Athletics, and then on the March 27th, that they're now saying that the athletes can't change allegiance when these athletes have been in limbo for over a year or more. I would think that the World Athletics would have grandfathered these athletes through and then put the ruling starting whenever in the future. But now what they've done is they've opened themselves to a massive lawsuit. I think that will happen, and it will be costly for the athletes and World Athletics. I don't know if World Athletics can afford to have these kind of lawsuits, because I look at it as a business.
World Athletics says it rejects Turkey's government-backed recruitment drive in full adding that all 11 athletes who apply to switch allegiance will not be permitted to represent the country in international competition. Olympic discus champion and record holder Roger Stoner, Olympic shot put bronze medalist Rajendra Campbell, Olympic long jump silver medalist Wayne Pinnock, and world junior triple jump record holder Jaden Hibbert are the Jamaicans who applied for Turkish citizenship. A World Athletics panel ruled that Turkey operated a wholly owned government-financed club specifically designed to recruit elite foreign athletes with lucrative contracts to represent the country at the Los Angeles Olympics in 2028. Veteran track and field analyst Leighton Levy says in talks with the agent of at least one of the athletes, an appeal of the decision to a higher power is most likely. However, Mr. Segovin says the financial realities surrounding the sport enabled the result.
Now, how do we get here? We got here because, certain federations aren't financially strong enough to be able to afford the athletes that are looking to leave for whatever reason. In this case, Jamaica, 4 athletes that are leaving, and they said it in their departure that it was because they couldn't get any financial help from their federation and from the corporate sponsors. So let me say this, and you can correct me. On the Reggae Boys team, we have a lot of people that are playing for Jamaica. Are they born Jamaicans? How did they get to play for the Reggae Boys?
QB Segovin, sports agent, speaking on Nationwide at 5 on Thursday. And Olympian Juliet Cuthbert Flynn seems torn about the ruling. The former Olympian turned Member of Parliament says she understands why World Athletics took the position it did.
I think it's a good thing for the sport that they ruled the way they ruled, because I would not want where athletes are able to switch allegiance all due to a financial gain, solely financial gain. While I do understand, because I've been, and Cuba can tell you, I've been on the spectrum where I'm not making any money. You're making $3,000 a race, so you're probably making $15,000 a race in a competition. So I do understand why an athlete may want to switch. However, if you're in a country that is less fortunate, don't have the financial backing, when it comes to the Olympic Games, when it comes to something like this, I'm not sure if it's going to be good for some countries who will be placed at a disadvantage.
However, Cuthbert Flynn warns that this could result in significant friction between the athletes in question and their home countries.
This certainly would not be a good taste in my mouth if I were in the athlete's shoe at this time. Clearly, they made a very conscious decision as to what it is that they wanted to do, and that they no longer wanted to compete for Jamaica because of whatever reasons. And so they had already made up their mind, and we know that they were training in that country. And so for the world body to now say and rule again, I will now have to come back to the country of my birth to ask for readmittance in my country. So I'm sure it's not going to go down very well, and I'm sure it is not pleasing to the athletes at this time, knowing that they will possibly have to come back to represent a country that they turned their backs on.
Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, Olympian and Member of Parliament for West Rural St. Andrew. Executive Director of the Financial Services Commission, FSC, Lieutenant Colonel Karen Burrell, says the entity is treading lightly in tackling issues of poor insurance coverage in Jamaica. The FSC head says Hurricane Melissa has been a wake-up call for the industry due to the scale of losses for those with no insurance.
It's not my words, it's the IAJ's words. And if I showed you this email, it would have occurred pretty either during Melissa itself or just after. Said that I confirm that the scale of the damage and losses due to Melissa is greater than the scale of uninsured damage and losses due to the high level of underinsurance and uninsurance. And he went into, this is a policy issue, because for there to be such a difference between the scale of the damage and the actual insured scale of the damage, it does indicate that our country's, the penetration rate for insurance, the level of uninsurance and underinsurance is something that he wants us to work together on.
The lack of insurance coverage in Jamaica has been a long-standing pain point for the country, particularly in the wake of a natural disaster. However, the scale of the damage caused by Hurricane Melissa has been unprecedented in Jamaican history. It's particularly concerning in an environment where housing insurance penetration sits at roughly 20% of the total market. The majority of that figure is covered by mandatory insurance for National Housing Trust mortgages. However, Lieutenant Colonel Burrell says the FSC, as the regulator, is limited in its ability to advocate on behalf of the sector due to a potential moral conflict.
I have to protect myself from moral hazard, because if I go out and say, okay, insure more, and then there's a negative impact, then my ability to then go and, for lack of a better word, punish would be reduced, because I would be one of the proponents of this. So there's a policy aspect to it that I'm trying to work on whilst maintaining my stance as a regulator. But I understand, I was there, I see, and I'm a part of Jamaica, so I saw the issues and I continue to see the issues, and I try to ensure that I am, even though I'm regulating, I'm a part of the solution on the other side as much as I can.
Lieutenant Colonel Burrell, Executive Director of the Financial Services Commission, he was speaking at Thursday's meeting of Parliament's Regulations Committee. The post-budget sectoral debates are set to begin next week, Tuesday. The sectoral debate will provide ministers with the opportunity to detail performance and plans focusing on key areas of their portfolios. Likewise, the opposition spokesmen may use the debates as a means of highlighting areas of concern in their respective shadow portfolios. Leader of Government Business Floyd Green outlined who will open the debate come next week and the expected speakers.
Just to signal, next week we will start our sectoral presentations. We will be hearing from Dr. the Honorable Horace Chang, who will start on the government side, and I know we have scheduled the leader of opposition business, Philip Paulwell, who will speak, and Member Crawford on the, but definitely Member Paulwell will speak next week. So I'm advising the country that we will get into our sectoral presentations starting next week.
Floyd Green, Leader of Government Business in the House of Representatives. He was speaking in the lower house on Tuesday. State Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, Delana Seavright, says continued cooperation with stakeholders in the cannabis industry will assist in more legislative amendments to help the sector. Minister Seavright was speaking at the launch of the Medicinal Cannabis Special Permit Program at the AC Hotel in St. Andrew on Thursday.
We're working to remove unnecessary barriers and create an environment where entrepreneurs, farmers, researchers, investors can thrive. So this is not the end. We have more work to do, and I want you to be assured that we want to hear your inputs so we can now do a next round of work to get further amendments through.
The program features a number of amendments to the Dangerous Drugs Act aimed at improving processes such as cannabis licensing renewals and establishing community cannabis farming. Minister Seavright says the changes reflect the government's acknowledgement of the potential of the cannabis industry.
Taken together, these amendments represent a comprehensive effort to remove barriers, expand participation, and improve efficiency across the cannabis value chain. We recognize that the cannabis industry is more than just an emerging market. It is a vehicle for economic empowerment, job creation, scientific advancement, and social equity. For generations, many have advocated for a fair and inclusive approach to cannabis. Today, we're not only listening, we are acting.
Delana Seavright, State Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness says the government's master plan for Greater Innswood development will involve road construction that will connect residents to economic activity opportunities easier. The Prime Minister was speaking at the National Housing Trust's handing over ceremony for the Cherry Gardens housing development in St. Catherine.
So, Minister Tufton, your dream of a proper roadway coming onto St. John's Road, coming up all the way here, that dream is going to materialize. So we have put in place a committee to do the planning for it. It is led by the NHT, and we're looking at all the lands in the area. We are taking all the developments that are planned in the area but can't be approved because of challenges, as I've said before, with water, sewage, roads, and so forth, and we are planning it out.
34 serviced lots were handed over to new home owners in the Cherry Gardens housing development. This is part of a wider project delivering 193 lots through the National Housing Trust and private partners. The Prime Minister says the government has focused its road developments towards making a path to economically active areas closer for Jamaicans.
What we have done is very strategic. We have looked at our country spatially, and we have determined the national road network that is necessary. And as we build out the highways, we are now opening up new lands that can be easily connected to areas where there is significant economic activity. So it's easier for people to say, yes, I can live here because the highway takes me to my place of work much more quickly.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness. Legendary Jamaican musician Ernie Smith has died. He passed away at the University of Miami Hospital on Thursday. The singer-songwriter was 80 years old. Smith's wife, Claudette Bailey Smith, said he died shortly after suffering a cardiac event. He reportedly underwent a surgical procedure earlier this month. Smith is known for his easy listening delivery, ruling the airwaves during the 1970s. His hits include Pitta Patta, Duppy Gunman, Life is Just for Living, I for Jesus, and Sunday Coming Down. Foreign Affairs Minister Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith is encouraging Jamaicans in the diaspora to continue partnering in rebuilding and strengthening the country following the financial fallout from Hurricane Melissa. She made the call at the launch of the 11th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference held at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade in downtown Kingston on Wednesday.
People are still dislocated. Schools and hospitals still need support. Repair and reconstruction is underway, but we now need to ramp up scope and scale. Indeed, we all acknowledge that diaspora partnerships will be a significant part of our emergence and resurgence from Melissa. So today's launch is more than a ceremonial beginning. It's a call to action. It's an invitation to Jamaicans across generations, across the globe, to continue partnering with your homeland in shaping a stronger, more sustainable, and even more resilient Jamaica.
The minister's appeal comes amid a call for Jamaicans in the diaspora to exercise caution when donating funds intended for development. In a recent article, chairman and founder of the Jamaica Diaspora Task Force Action Network, Dr. Leah Gilling, argues that these funds often lose their direct link to the people they are meant to assist once transferred to government agencies. But according to Senator Johnson-Smith, Jamaica's post-Melissa response has been lauded globally.
As people, we have always displayed the ability to persevere, and this has shone particularly strongly in the post-Melissa response. In fact, our response and recovery has been described in some instances as better than first world, as they've never experienced people like this anywhere in any disaster elsewhere in the world. And even as we, as a government, learn every day from partnerships, approaches that we have taken are already being looked at by international agencies as models for replication in disaster response.
Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. And that's it for the local segment of the news. Up next, regional and international.
It's This Morning on Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6:18.
Every great project starts at Creative Building Finishes, Jamaica's only choice for the best tiles, best bathrooms, and best kitchens. Whether you're designing, building, renovating, or selecting materials for your next project, we offer exceptional quality, standout designs, and expert guidance you can trust. Visit our showroom in Kingston or Traxall, or explore full range online at www.creativebuildingfinishes.com. Creative Building Finishes, your beautiful finish begins here.
In regional and international news this morning, the Guyana government on Wednesday announced plans to mark the country's 60th anniversary of political independence from Britain with a limited edition commemorative gold medallion. In a statement, the Ministry of Natural Resources said the historic national initiative will honor the nation's journey, achievements, and future ambitions. According to the ministry, the initiative also highlights the importance of Guyana's natural resources sector. The commemorative medallion will be produced by the Guyana Gold Board and will feature national symbols reflecting the country's identity and heritage. Guyana will celebrate its 60th anniversary of political independence on May 26, 2026. International. Todd Lyons, the acting director of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, is planning to leave the agency. That's according to Homeland Security Secretary Markwayne Mullin. Mullin said in a statement on Thursday that Director Lyons has been a great leader of ICE, adding that he has been a key player in the Trump administration's immigration agenda. Lyons, who oversaw hundreds of thousands of deportations, will step away from the role after May 31 to join the private sector. He has worked in the federal agency for nearly 2 decades and previously served in the U.S. Air Force and as a police officer. It is not immediately clear who will replace Lyons as head of the law enforcement agency, with a workforce of over 27,400 people. Trump named Lyons as ICE's acting director in March 2025 after Caleb Vitello was reassigned from the post. Secretary Mullin, who was confirmed last month, will be tasked with finding Lyons' replacement. And that's it for regional and international. Up next, sports.
Jamaica live good, yeah. I make we enjoy life, what we feel safe at night.
Hey boy, move from here, sir.
Yo, continue the foolishness, you see. Yo, how you really want to try? Perry, make him know say a fool black this, no?
You don't see a madman this.
I wonder if he more to teach him a lesson. Him no know say from him this one, him this all. Yo, move from in front of me. Let me go where me gonna, man. Perry, you know say this is the right time for you officially join the crew. Just teach a fool a lesson for me, no? I want to tell the youth them. You're a big man, you know. A youth, you set the example. Before you tell the little youth them to mash up that and go live good, you over there start telling them to go war and go join gang. No, brother. Now listen to him. Him not have no sense. The best thing right now, I have to go to school and get a skill. Now make nobody tell you to turn bad man and go join no gang.
A real talk, you know, good son. Jamar, you don't know Yama G. Pre this. A gang is not a family.
No say a word, brother. You see, this gang thing is a dead end. Just make we live good. For real, man.
Jamaica live good, yeah. I make we enjoy life, what we feel safe at night. Jamaica live good. I better you and I.
A message from the Ministry of National Security and Peace.
Time now for your morning sports. The J3As has reacted to the decision by World Athletics to deny 4 Jamaican athletes applications to switch allegiance to Turkey. A release late on Thursday from the J3As described the move as safeguarding the integrity of international competition. President Garth Gale says the J3As became aware in April 2025 through public reports in the media that 4 Jamaican athletes were seeking to transfer allegiance to another federation. He says that the association later received formal correspondence from the Turkish Athletes Federation in July 2025, confirming the applications. Gale pointed out that the J3As has never submitted any petition to World Athletics to block athletes from transferring allegiance. He says that the athletes remain valued members of the Jamaican track and field fraternity, whether or not they continue to wear the black, green, and gold. According to Gale, the J3A stands ready to engage constructively and provide support where possible. Meanwhile, President of the Jamaica Olympic Association, Christopher Samuda, has described the decision by World Athletics to block 11 athletes from switching national allegiance as a body blow to their careers and aspirations. Samuda expressed a deep concern over the ruling, which affects several of Jamaica's most prominent track and field stars, including Olympic discus champion and national record holder Roger Stoner, world and Olympic long jump silver medalist Wayne Pinnock, Olympic shot put bronze medalist Reginger Campbell, and under-20 triple jump record holder Jaden Hibbert. Samuda says the decision has dealt a significant emotional and professional setback for the athletes.
The World Athletics decision is definitely a body blow to our countrymen. But the canvas is not their lot in life. The exigencies of the future after a shared life in sport really prevailed in their decision making. And it must have been difficult, very difficult, particularly if reasonable expectations of theirs were not met.
Despite the setback, Samuda is urging Jamaicans to respond with empathy rather than criticism. He called on the public to exercise understanding and forgiveness toward the athletes, acknowledging the complexities behind their decisions to explore competing under different national banners.
Turkey clearly thought that the investment made would have reset rather than desecrate the ethical compass, but really had not bargained that World Athletics would have laid down the 10 commandments, in a manner of speaking, the 10 commandments in sport. But let us not judge our countrymen. Let us remember that in judging them, the scriptural injunction, forgive and forget.
Christopher Samuda. Now, prize money at this year's French Open will increase by 9.5%, with the largest rises directed towards the qualifying competition and the early rounds. The singles champions will each take home £2.4 million, an increase of 9.8%. There will be nearly 13% more prize money for the qualifying rounds, and main draw first round losers will receive £75,700, an increase of 11.5%. Players are currently campaigning for greater prize money at the Grand Slams, plus a contribution to their welfare benefits. The percentage increase offered by the French Tennis Federation is nearly twice as high as last year, but does not match the rise given the past year by the US Open and the Australian Open. Finally, in your morning sports, the stage is set for an exciting showdown in the Western Zone Schoolgirls Volleyball Final as Montego Bay High and Jeffrey Stewart High prepare to battle for top honors on Friday.
Upgrade your home or business with Cameron Industries and Joinery Limited. Explore a range of termite-resistant plywood, quartz, solid surface, and granite. Experience timeless elegance with our cedar doors, crafted from premium cedar stock, kiln-dried for durability and beauty. For quality and craftsmanship, visit us at the Trade Center Kingston 10 or Hatfield Mandeville. Call 876-963-0628-30. Cameron Industries and Joinery Limited. Transform your space today.
In business this morning, finance ministers, central bankers and financiers have expressed serious concerns over or about a powerful new AI model they fear could undermine the security of financial systems. The development of the Claude Mythos model by Anthropic has led to crisis meetings after it found vulnerabilities in many major operating systems. Experts say it potentially has an unprecedented ability to identify and exploit cybersecurity weaknesses, though other cautions further testing is needed to properly understand its capabilities. The Canadian Finance Minister François-Philippe Champagny told the BBC that Mythos had been discussed extensively at the International Monetary Fund IMF meeting in Washington, D.C. this week. He said, certainly, it is serious enough to warrant the attention of all of the finance ministers. He noted that the difference is that the Strait of Hormuz, that they know where it is and they know how large it is. The issues that they're facing with Anthropic is that it's unknown, very unknown. Also in business this morning, Chinese car maker Ceres has been granted a patent for what it calls an in-vehicle toilet that slides under a passenger's seat for visits to the loo while on the road. The feature is meant to satisfy users' toilet needs on long journeys while camping or while staying in the car. That's according to what engineers have wrote in Ceres' patent filing in China on April 10. Ceres, based in the southwest city of Chongqing, has not announced any cars that have toilets, and it is uncertain if any will be made. Chinese electric vehicles have become increasingly packed with unconventional features like built-in massage seats, karaoke systems, and a fridge to stand out in a highly competitive market. In foreign exchange trading this morning, the Jamaican dollar will open against the benchmark US dollar, selling for an average $159.21. Against the Canadian, the Jamaican will open selling for an average $116.12. And finally, the Jamaican will open or will begin trading for an average $218.15 against the British pound. That's it for business this morning.
Register your property or update an existing title through the Land Administration and Management Division. The time by the National Land Agency is
6:30. From April 11 to May 2, the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs opens Saturdays 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. for collecting expungement letters and ministers' marriage licenses only. Please note, no application processing will take place during these days. Call 876-906-4923-31 or WhatsApp 876-851-3287. The Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs. Justice at your convenience. Morning after morning, you've made Nationwide 90 FM part of your routine. So let's take this connection one step closer. Join the Nationwide 90 FM Family Club and be part of it officially on Patreon.
Family, amazing family.
Life is just for living. Life is just for living. See that cat sitting on the mat, thinking about what is what and who is who. That cat is me. That cat is you. See that guy staring in the sky, taking in the beat of the sun. He's having fun. That guy is me. that guy is you. Taking in today's vibrations, tomorrow's coming down slow. Taking it free and easy, that's the only way to go. Yes, I'd rather be me, rather be free, to be myself, my way, that's how it's got to be. This is the song that young men sing. Life is just for living. Life is just for living. Life is just for living. Feel like a star, leaning on the bar, rapping to my pals, rapping about the gals, bottle in my hand, living 'cause I can. Taking in today's vibrations, tomorrow's coming down slow. Taking it free and easy, that's the only way to go. Yes, I'd rather be me, rather be free, to be myself, my way, that's how it's got to be. This is the song that young men sing. Life is just for living. 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 Jesus, come today for a poor, poor man like me. Salvation come my way, my soul set free. Jesus, come for all, and we must hear his call. Open up your heart today and let it be. No matter if you're thief, or if you're dread, or if you have a crown on your head, no matter if you have no heart at all, Jesus bring love for one and all. Sing it, children. I for Jesus, you for Jesus, all for Jesus, fall for Jesus. Come to Jesus, Jesus come for one, he come for all. Jesus come for I, see manger where he lie, see cross where he must die, for a wretch like me. For God so loved the world.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Nationwide this morning, NTM. Thank you so much for coming on over and joining us this Friday morning. It is Friday, April 17, 2026. And of course, this morning during this segment, dedicating it to the legendary Jamaican musician Ernie Smith, who has passed. He passed away at the University of Miami Hospital on Thursday. The singer-songwriter was 80 years old. For those of you who did not hear our 6 o'clock bulletin, Smith's wife, Claudette Bailey Smith, said he died shortly after suffering a cardiac event. He reportedly underwent a surgical procedure earlier this month. Smith is known for his easy listening delivery, ruling the airwaves during the 1970s. His hits include Pita Pata, Duppy Gunman, Life is Just for Living, All for Jesus, and Sunday Coming Down. Of course, the culture minister has also issued a statement expressing condolences to the family, friends, and fans of Ernie Smith. Minister Green says Smith was more than a musical icon. She says he was a loving husband, devoted father, cherished family man, and a gift to Jamaica and the world. The minister says Smith's music touched countless hearts, bringing joy, truth, love, and inspiration across generations. His voice, spirit, and legacy will live on forever. Good morning, I'm Tawna Thomas.
And I'm Sari Bernard. Top of the morning to your listeners or viewers, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. If you're at home brewing tea, brewing coffee, boiling tea, or you're on the road, dropping your kids to school and getting yourself to work, top of the morning to you. And of course to our YouTubers, good morning everybody. Hope you all are good. Hope you all are vibesy. And of course it is Friday. Yeah, the last day of the work week, thank God. Yeah, you're crossing the finish line this week. Yes. So yeah, what's it? By the way, what's your favorite Ernie Smith song?
I'd say the one that was just playing, All for Jesus.
Oh, I love Duppy Gunman.
Okay, so let's get that one loaded up.
Love Duppy Gunman. You know, funny story, I always heard that song and loved it.
Yeah.
And I didn't know who sang it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't.
Here we are. And do tell us in the chat as well, YouTubers, what's your favorite Ernie Smith? We can pull up that one for you.
I and I man forward on a different scene. I and I man Cali weed. I and I man queen. Everything was irie. Getting in the groove. I just come down to movement when someone said, don't move. Well, it must be a Duppy or a gunman. I man no find out yet. I and I so frightened. All the daughter name I forget. Well, it must be a Duppy or a gunman. I never stopped to sleep. Quarry was a boy to I man last night. Him couldn't follow me. Next day the daughter asked me, what happened to you last night? Just when you're ready for work, you're sure you get stage fright. It was a dread from across the gully, just passing through. Decide to run a little joke, it wouldn't trouble you. Well, it must be a Duppy or a gunman. I might not find out yet.
I'm seeing a lot of comments here in the chat. Junior Fraser saying All for Jesus is his favorite. Wayne Smith saying Duppy or a gunman is his favorite. I'm seeing as well, Blessed Marcia Favor says, I listened all of them last night. Clean music, indeed. And I'm seeing here Sasha, my favorite is the one that's playing now. So Duppy or a gunman. And she says, Rip Ernie, always smiling. That is true. Patrick Samuel says, must be a Duppy or a gunman. There's a Ernie Smith called Ramgoat Livo. Oh, so Jermaine, the music of Maestro, is saying that's Pluto Shervington. Vivine. Good morning to you, Vivine. Eugene Delavante says Duppy or a gunman is her favorite. All for Jesus says Mr. Das. And Chris Mulling says my favorite Ernie Smith is Power and the Glory. Power and the Glory. So if we can pull up that one as well. Chinbella says Duppy or a gunman. Oshoy Powell says All for Jesus is her favorite. And so says as well Terrence Jones. Good morning to you, Terrence, here in the chat. Who else is out early with their favorite Ernie Smith? Life is Just for Living is my favorite, says Oral Wallace Campbell. So we'll pull that one again. Life is Just for Living. Yeah. And there's an Ernie Smith called Sunday Morning.
Sunday Morning?
Yeah. Yes, pull that one in as well. But a lot of you, your favorite is Duppy or a gunman. But the cook says Peter Pato. So we'll pull up that one as well. Which one is this? Power and the Glory.
Are tied behind the back while certain people keep on putting. Where do we stand? We have too far to go, not to really know just how we get in there. And if we're getting anywhere, we have too much to share, not to know a possibility, unchangeability. Violence and crime is commonplace in these said times. No man fulfillment in these dread times. Why should this be? And as we fight one another for the power and the glory, your kingdom goes to waste, and every drop of blood we tears. I feel we won this grace, yeah. I feel we won this grace. Can't build no foundation on if I'm born. Are we building a nation, or are we building a hut? And every time you talk to some old friend, you hear said just last night, you need a sad end, and if you talk to
I see here Rick, my friend Rick, saying that this is Ernie's most powerful song in his opinion. So expressing thanks for that one.
Sunday morning with no way to hold my head, it didn't hurt. And the beer I had for breakfast wasn't bad, so I had one more for dessert. And I fumbled through my closet for my clothes and found my cleanest dirty shirt. And I shaved my face and combed my hair, stumbled down the stairs to meet the day. I'd smoked my brains the night before with cigarettes and songs that I'd been picking. But I lit my first and watched a small kid cussing at a can that he was kicking. In the distance somewhere, I caught the Sunday smell of someone frying chicken. And it took me back to something I had lost somehow, somewhere along the way. On a Sunday morning sidewalk, wishing, Lord, that I was stoned. 'Cause there's something in a Sunday makes the body feel alone. And there's nothing short of dying half as lonesome as the sound on a sleeping city sidewalk, Sunday morning coming down. In the park I saw Daddy.
Arlene Smith saying first time hearing this one. And Juliet Lynn says easy to the airs indeed. And Utinel says it's not Utin, it's Utinel de Levante. So Utinel, I referred to Utinel as a she because I thought it was Utin, but it's a he. So good morning to you, Utinel, Sir Utinel. Happy to have you in the chat this morning. So Jermaine is going to play Ernie that he says nobody in the chat is mentioning. Mm-hmm. Nobody in the chat is mentioning this one. So let's hear it.
One more love has failed. Two more fools. Girl was one girl. What a girl that would be. And if every strong man was one man, what a man that would be. And if I could have just one dream, one single dream come true, I would wish with all my heart I was that strong man, and that pretty girl would have to be you. Yeah. If every single heart was one heart, what a love that would be. And if every single night was one night, what a night
YouTubers Villa is saying that Tana, he wrote Ramgoat liver for Pluto Shervington. Oh, he wrote.
Oh.
Very well, Villa. Very well, Villa. So we're going out with this one. What's it called, Jermaine? Bend Down. So you guys are enjoying this morning Ernie's songs, and Bend Down, this one. Elon messaged in. This one is his favorite, Elon Parkinson. So let's hear it.
Another happy home for sale. One more love has failed. Two more fools have tried, but they got so much pride inside their foolish hearts they don't believe in giving in, though they know they both can't win. One's right, one must be wrong, but forgiving makes a love grow stronger. When the pieces of your love are scattered far and wide, bend down, bend down, bend down, pick them from the ground now. Just forget your foolish pride, let peace and love abide. Bend down, bend down, bend down, pick them from the ground.
Mayberry Investments Limited's new secured public bond offering offers a lucrative fixed interest rate of 10.50%. The time by Mayberry Investments Limited is
11 minutes to 7 o'clock.
JPS and Partners Cooperative Credit Union offers financial solutions for every stage in your life: savings, auto loans, mortgages, and more. The temperature by JPS and Partners Cooperative Credit Union, your financial partner for life, is
25 degrees in Kingston, 25 out west in Montego Bay, and 21 in Mandeville.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies, including plugs, switches, panel boards, and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business. This station raised me. It gave me a voice. And if Nationwide has ever meant something to you, come on in. Join the Nationwide 90 FM Family Club today on Patreon.
Nine minutes going up to 7 o'clock, and it's that time of the morning for the man street smart, Ludlow McLean. Good morning, Ludlow.
Good morning, Sai. Good morning, Tana.
Hey to you, Ludlow.
All right, and everyone there at the studios. It's a bright and sunny morning, but not so bright in terms of what's happening. Last night, I could just tell you quickly that it was kind of a little challenge to get to Mona Road. In that, if you're coming with Wellington, Mona Road was already blocked off, and then if you try to get onto Olop Road, then to go across to Mona Road, and then going further up, you would have found that there was a yellow tape here, not yellow tape, right, caution tape. So you weren't able to access. So you'd have to go all the way up Olop Road and then make it through Garden Boulevard, and then you could make your way. But it's the same thing this morning again in the Mountain View area. If you're coming up Mountain View, just in the vicinity of Mountain View Deanery, you won't be able to go fully all the way up towards Arthurwinter, or even going to the top of Mountain View. That area is also cordoned off, and you'll have to make your way onto Deanery. And then from Deanery, you can exit back onto Miriam Road and in the Vineyard Town. Or avoid Mountain View at Ward 7, continue along Michael Manley Boulevard or Winard Road, and you make your way up to South Camp Road, then to Camp Road, and then to your various destinations. Apparently, the area is also cordoned off. I don't know, there's an incident where the car bonnet, the trunk is up, and all of these, the police are there right now, with lights flashing. So, and also, just to remind you, if you're heading southbound on Mountain View, you still won't be able to make it further down. So that area is cordoned off, and is a tremendous amount of traffic it's gonna affect us during the course of the day. All right, so be wary of that. All right, just pointing that out. So it's our first report for the morning until 7:80. Back to you, Syed.
Thank you so much, Ludlow. That's Street Smart. You're seeing the streets there on our screen. Up next, we have the word of the day.
So your word of the day is spelled Praxis, spelled Praxis.
Praxis. Praxis. Praxis.
Praxis is your word of the day, praxis, and it means practice as distinguished from theory, application, or use as of knowledge or skills. It could mean a convention, a habit, or a custom. A set of examples for practice. Praxis is your word of the day, and dictionary.com is telling us that the word praxis was first recorded between 1575 and 1585. So again, praxis, a practical exercise, the practice and practical side of a profession or field of study. So it's opposed to the theory side. Praxis, your word of the day. Let's use it in a sentence. The seminar focused on bridging the gap between social work theory and field praxis. Praxis. Praxis, your word of the day. Up next, your features at the top of the hour, the news.
Social media plays a big role in teen life, offering both benefits and risks. How teens use these platforms and the content they engage with can significantly impact their development. As a parent, you know your child best. This week on Parenting Tips, we'll give you some tips to help guide your teen in using social media safely and effectively. The teenage brain is still developing, and this phase plays a crucial role in emotional and social growth. Social media platforms can take advantage of a teen's need for peer approval, especially with features like the like button, which can lead to endless scrolling. However, because areas of the brain responsible for self-control are still maturing, this can become problematic. What can you do? Set limits on social media, especially on platforms that encourage excessive use. Use screen time settings on devices to help your teen practice moderation, and make sure they get enough sleep. At least 8 hours a night to support healthy brain development. It's important to monitor your teen's social media activity and have regular discussions about it. Set time limits on screen use and supervise their online behavior, particularly when they're younger. Be cautious of the content they encounter and limit communication with strangers. Keep the conversation open and non-judgmental, allowing your teen to share their experiences freely. Ask them about what they've been seeing online, how they interpret it, and talk through hypothetical situations that help them think critically about handling challenges like online bullying or peer pressure. Teens often learn from the behavior of adults, so it's crucial to model good digital habits. Avoid using social media during family time, like meals or outings, and set personal boundaries around your social media use. Share with your teen why you use social media and encourage them to follow your example. Consider taking a family break from social media and discussing how it feels to be unplugged for a while. Keep an eye on whether social media is interfering with your teen's daily life. If they neglect their responsibilities, skip out on in-person social interactions, or lose sleep due to late-night scrolling, this could be a sign of overuse. If they continue using social media even after saying they want to stop, or if they become secretive about their online activities, it's time to take action. What can you do? Talk to your teen about their social media use and, if needed, set more strict limits. If you're concerned about psychological impacts, consider reaching out to a mental health professional for guidance on how to better manage their digital habits. Social media literacy is essential for helping teens to navigate their online world responsibly. encourage them to think critically about the content they encounter, and help them understand both the risks and rewards of being online. Schools, social platforms, and parents all play a role in teaching teens how to use social media in a way that promotes positive experiences and reduces potential dangers. That's all for parenting tips this week.
Fearless and fair, Nationwide 90 FM.
Restaurant etiquette says that you and or your escort, or if you're dining alone, do not barge through the door and find yourself a seat at a table. This is Lifestyle Pages on Waiting to be Seated. Etiquette requires you to wait at the entrance of the dining room until the head waiter or waitress or hostess is ready to seat you. You then follow the head waiter, who will pull out the chair intended for you, or in the case of a hostess, who will indicate the chair or seat for you. If you're dining with someone, in the case of a man, it is still necessary that you sit on his right. But for the most part, it is up to you to see that you do so. When there are a number of persons in the group, the women take the preferred seats against the wall, and the men sit opposite them. In these current times, a leader may emerge, and he or she takes the responsibility to seat all members of the group. I'm Valerie, and those were Lifestyle Pages.
Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting.
Jamaica, let's make road safety a priority. Slow down, stay focused. Remember, every life matters. The time brought to you by the JIS is...
News time at 7 o'clock.
From the ground up, let's rebuild stronger, safer, better than before. National Supply, powering Jamaica's comeback. The temperature by National Supply is
25 degrees Celsius in capital city Kingston, also 25 out west in Montego Bay. In Mandeville, 21 degrees Celsius.
The most credible news in the morning. The news at 7 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Coming up in the news at 7 for this morning, Friday, April 17, 2026. Sports agent anticipates a massive lawsuit against World Athletics due to its recent ruling blocking several athletes from switching allegiance to Turkey. Executive Director of the Financial Services Commission says the entity is treading lightly in tackling issues of poor insurance coverage in Jamaica. Legendary Jamaican musician Ernie Smith has died. And in international news, acting ICE Director Todd Lyons to leave the agency. The details after the break.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
With the details, I'm Tona Thomas. Sports agent QB Sigobin says he anticipates a massive lawsuit against the track and field's world governing body, World Athletics, due to its recent ruling blocking several athletes, including Jamaicans, from switching allegiance to Turkey. Sigobin says he found the decision startling.
It's a little spooky that on March 19, 2026, that this policy came down from World Athletics, and then on the March 27th, that they're now saying that the athletes can't change allegiance when these athletes have been in limbo for over a year or more. I would think that the World Athletics would have grandfathered these athletes through and then put the ruling starting whenever in the future. But now what they've done is they've opened themselves to a massive lawsuit. I think that will happen, and it will be costly for the athletes and World Athletics. I don't know if World Athletics can afford to have these kind of lawsuits, because I look at it as a business.
World Athletics says it rejects Turkey's government-backed recruitment drive in full adding that all 11 athletes who applied to switch allegiance will not be permitted to represent the country in international competition. Olympic discus champion and record holder Roger Stoner, Olympic shot put bronze medalist Rajinder Campbell, Olympic long jump silver medalist Wayne Pinnock, and world junior triple jump record holder Jaden Hibbert are the Jamaicans who applied for Turkish citizenship. A World Athletics panel ruled that Turkey operated a wholly owned government-financed club specifically designed to recruit elite foreign athletes with lucrative contracts to represent the country at the Los Angeles Olympics in 2028. Veteran track and field analyst Leighton Levy says in talks with the agent of at least one of the athletes, an appeal of the decision to a higher power is most likely. However, Mr. Segobin says the financial realities surrounding the sport enabled the result.
Now, how do we get here? We got here because, certain federations aren't financially strong enough to be able to afford the athletes that are looking to leave for whatever reason. In this case, Jamaica, 4 athletes that are leaving, and they said it in their departure that it was because they couldn't get any financial help from their federation and from the corporate sponsors. So let me say this, and you can correct me. On the Reggae Boys team, we have a lot of people that are playing for Jamaica. Are they born Jamaicans? How did they get to play for the Reggae Boys?
Sports agent QB Segobin, he was speaking on Nationwide at 5 on Thursday. And Olympian Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn seems torn about the ruling. The former Olympian turned Member of Parliament says she understands why World Athletics took the position it did.
I think it's a good thing for the sport that they ruled the way they ruled, because I would not want where athletes are able to switch allegiance all due to a financial gain, solely financial gain. While I do understand, because I've been, and QB can tell you, I've been on the spectrum where I'm not making any money. You're making $3,000 a race, so you're probably making $15,000 a race in a competition. So I do understand why an athlete may want to switch. However, if you're in a country that is less fortunate, don't have the financial backing, when it comes to the Olympic Games, when it comes to something like this, I'm not sure if it's going to be good for some countries who will be placed at a disadvantage.
However, Cuthbert-Flynn warns that this could result in significant friction between the athletes in question and their home countries.
This certainly would not be a good taste in my mouth if I were in the athlete's shoe at this time. Clearly, they made a very conscious decision as to what it is that they wanted to do, and that they no longer wanted to compete for Jamaica because of whatever reasons. And so they had already made up their mind, and we know that they were training in that country. And so for the world body to now say and rule again, I will now have to come back to the country of my birth to ask for readmittance in my country. So I'm sure it's not going to go down very well, and I'm sure it is not pleasing to the athletes at this time, knowing that they will possibly have to come back to represent a country that they turned their backs on.
Julia Cuthbert-Flynn, Olympian and Member of Parliament for West Rural St. Andrew. Executive Director of the Financial Services Commission, FSC, Lieutenant Colonel Karen Burrell, says that the entity is treading lightly in tackling issues of poor insurance coverage in Jamaica. The FSC head says Hurricane Melissa has been a wake-up call for the industry due to the scale of losses for those with no insurance.
It's not my words, it's the IAJ's words. And if I showed you this email, it would have occurred pretty either during Melissa itself or just after. Said that I confirm that the scale of the damage and losses due to Melissa is greater than the scale of uninsured damage and losses due to the high level of underinsurance and uninsurance. And he went into, this is a policy issue, because for there to be such a difference between the scale of the damage and the actual insured scale of the damage, it does indicate that our country's, the penetration rate for insurance, the level of uninsurance and underinsurance is something that he wants us to work together on.
The lack of insurance coverage in Jamaica has been a long-standing pain point for the country, particularly in the wake of a natural disaster. However, the scale of the damage caused by Hurricane Melissa has been unprecedented in Jamaican history. It's particularly concerning in an environment where housing insurance penetration sits at roughly 20% of the total market. The majority of that figure is covered by the mandatory insurance for National Housing Trust mortgages. However, Lieutenant Colonel Burrell says the FSC, as the regulator, is limited in its ability to advocate on behalf of the sector due to a potential moral conflict.
I have to protect myself from moral hazard, because if I go out and say, okay, insure more, and then there's a negative impact, then my ability to then go and, for lack of a better word, punish would be reduced, because I would be one of the proponents of this. So there's a policy aspect to it that I'm trying to work on whilst maintaining my stance as a regulator. But I understand, I was there, I see, and I'm a part of Jamaica, so I saw the issues and I continue to see the issues, and I try to ensure that I am, even though I'm regulating, I'm a part of the solution on the other side as much as I can.
Lieutenant Colonel Karen Burrell, Executive Director of the Financial Services Commission. He was speaking at Thursday's meeting of Parliament's Regulations Committee. State Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, Delana Seawright, says continued cooperation with stakeholders in the cannabis industry will assist in more legislative amendments to help the sector. Minister Seawright was speaking at the launch of the Medicinal Cannabis Special Permit Program at the AC Hotel in St. Andrew on Thursday.
Just to signal, next week we will
We're working to remove unnecessary barriers and create an environment where entrepreneurs, farmers, researchers, investors can thrive. So this is not the end. We have more work to do, and I want you to be assured that we want to hear your inputs so we can now do a next round of work to get further amendments through.
The program features a number of amendments to the Dangerous Drugs Act aimed at improving processes such as cannabis licensing renewals and establishing community cannabis farming. Minister Seawright says that the changes reflect the government's acknowledgement of the potential of the cannabis industry.
Taken together, these amendments represent a comprehensive effort to remove barriers, expand participation, and improve efficiency across the cannabis value chain. We recognize that the cannabis industry is more than just an emerging market. It is a vehicle for economic empowerment, job creation, scientific advancement, and social equity. For generations, many have advocated for a fair and inclusive approach to cannabis. Today, we're not only listening, we are acting.
Delana Seawright, State Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness says the government's master plan for Greater Innswood development will involve road construction that will connect residents to economic activity opportunities easier. The Prime Minister was speaking at the National Housing Trust's handing over ceremony for the Cherry Gardens housing development in St. Catherine.
So, Minister Tufton, your dream of a proper roadway coming onto St. John's Road, coming up all the way here, that dream is going to materialize. So we have put in place a committee to do the planning for it. It is led by the NHT, and we're looking at all the lands in the area. We are taking all the developments that are planned in the area but can't be approved because of challenges, as I've said before, with water, sewage, roads and so forth, and we are planning it out.
34 serviced lots were handed over to new homeowners in the Cherry Gardens housing development. This is part of a wider project delivering 193 lots through the National Housing Trust and private partners. The Prime Minister says the government has focused its road developments towards making a path to economically active areas closer for Jamaicans.
What we have done is very strategic. We have looked at our country spatially, and we have determined the national road network that is necessary. And as we build out the highways, we are now opening up new lands that can be easily connected to areas where there is significant economic activity. So it's easier for people to say, yes, I can live here because the highway takes me to my place of work much more quickly.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness. Legendary Jamaican musician Ernie Smith has died. He passed away at the University of Miami Hospital on Thursday. The singer-songwriter was 80 years old. Smith's wife, Claudette Bailey Smith, said he died shortly after suffering a cardiac event. He reportedly underwent a surgical procedure earlier this month. Smith is known for his easy listening delivery, ruling the airwaves during the 1970s. His hits include Pitta Patta, Duppy Gunman, Life is Just for Living, All for Jesus, and Sunday Coming Down. Meanwhile, Culture Minister Olivia Babsy-Grange has expressed condolences to the family, friends, and fans of Ernie Smith. Minister Grange says Smith was more than a musical icon. She describes him as a loving husband, devoted father, cherished family man, and a gift to Jamaica and the world. The minister says Smith's music touched countless hearts, bringing joy, truth, love, and inspiration across generations. She says his voice, spirit, and legacy will live on forever. Foreign Affairs Minister Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith is encouraging Jamaicans in the diaspora to continue partnering in rebuilding and strengthening the country following the financial fallout from Hurricane Melissa. She made the call at the launch of the 11th Biannual Jamaica Diaspora Conference held at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade in downtown Kingston on Wednesday.
People are still dislocated. Schools and hospitals still need support. Repair and reconstruction is underway, but we now need to ramp up scope and scale. Indeed, we all acknowledge that diaspora partnerships will be a significant part of our emergence and resurgence from Melissa. So today's launch is more than a ceremonial beginning. It's a call to action. It's an invitation to Jamaicans across generations, across the globe, to continue partnering with your homeland in shaping a stronger, more sustainable, and even more resilient Jamaica.
The minister's appeal comes amid a call for Jamaicans in the diaspora to exercise caution when donating funds intended for development. In a recent article, chairman and founder of the Jamaica Diaspora Task Force Action Network, Dr. Leo Gilling, argues that these funds often lose their direct link to the people they're meant to assist once transferred to government agencies. But according to Minister Johnson-Smith, Jamaica's post-Melissa response has been lauded globally.
As people, we have always displayed the ability to persevere, and this has shone particularly strongly in the post-Melissa response. In fact, our response and recovery has been described in some instances as better than first world, as they've never experienced people like this anywhere in any disaster elsewhere in the world. And even as we, as a government, learn every day from partnerships, approaches that we have taken are already being looked at by international agencies as models for replication in disaster response.
Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. Turning now to international, Todd Lyons, the acting director of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, is planning to leave the agency. That has been confirmed by Homeland Security Secretary Mark Wayne Mullin. Director Lyons has been a great leader of ICE, Mullin said in a statement on Thursday, adding that he has been a key player in the Trump administration's immigration agenda. Lyons, who oversaw hundreds of thousands of deportations, will step away from the role after May 31 to join the private sector. He has worked in the federal agency for nearly 20 years and previously served in the U.S. Air Force and as a police officer. It is not immediately clear who will replace Lyons as head of the law enforcement agency, with a workforce of over 27,000 people. Trump named Lyons as ICE's acting director in March 2025 after Caleb Vitello was reassigned from the post. And that's it for the news at 7.
Sign up for the JN Money Card. It's safe, convenient, and free. The time by JN Money is
7:17.
Rent or buy your hurricane supplies from Total Tools. Visit 102 Main Street, Oterius, 34 Slipe Road, Kingston 5, or Lot C6, Drax Hall, St. Anne's Bay. The temperature brought to you by Total Tools Jamaica is
26 degrees Celsius in capital city Kingston, 25 out west in Montego Bay. It's still 21 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
Super Center, everything for your home and more.
Bring back the fun of shopping. Discover the best finds in every aisle of amazing items. For your kitchen, your living room, your bedroom, or any room, Azan Super Center has that perfect touch to elevate your space to the next level. Our team is ready to help you find what you are looking for you or someone else. So stop by our Crossroads store today and rediscover the fun of shopping.
Azan Super Center, it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
From April 11 to May 2, the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs opens Saturdays 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. for collecting expungement letters and ministers' marriage licenses only. Please note, no application processing will take place during these days. Call 876-906-4923-31 or WhatsApp 876-851-3287. The Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs. Justice at your convenience. That time of the morning when we get our second report of Street Smart with Ludlow McLean. Good morning to you, Ludlow.
Well, good morning, Tona.
Hey, to you.
And I hope the listeners or the viewers they hear what I said about Mountain View Avenue. It's not accessible at the moment. It's cordoned off. So if you're coming from the top of Mountain View, they won't be able to go down to Excelsior or in the vicinity of Deanery or even further down. All right, and if you're coming up from Winwood Road, I would suggest you take Winwood Road, get on to South Camp Road, and then make your way into the Tamredcom, and then wherever you choose to go. Same thing along Michael Manley Boulevard towards South Camp Road, and you can make your way up. So that is the situation there. But in the meantime, the traffic has built up around Barbican Road. So if you're on Shortwood Road, now it's not too bad going through Shortwood Lane, but when you get onto Grandstand Road, to get onto Barbican Road, that's where you're going to have the traffic. And it goes all the way around to Barbican Square. Arcada Drive has traffic, Russell Lights, and Bird Circle Lane. So a lot of traffic in that area. And then you make it around to East Kings House Road, where it is a steady flow going across there towards Lady Musgrave Road. Oak Road heading down towards Harvard Tree. That's extremely busy also going through the Harvard Tree Square area. And now Harvard Tree has built up significantly. Those of you who are going further down into the Harvard Tree Road, you can make it. It's a steady progress going on all the way past Oxford Road and going further into Crossroads. But you'll also have build up in the vicinity of Retirement Road and Harvard Tree Road. The Harvard Tree Road going up towards Oxford Road has traffic. So a lot of challenges at this particular point in time. And remember, you're still not able to access Monroe Road. Monroe Road takes you to Wellington Drive, and it's work in progress again in that particular space. So you'll have to go all the way up to Matilda's Corner, which is the intersection of Hope and Holop Road, and it also goes across to Barbican Road, where you will experience lots of traffic. So have yourself a great weekend, and as usual, at Street Smart, your safety is our concern. It's over to you, Tona.
Thank you so much, Ludlow. You have a great weekend as well. That was the second report of Street Smart with Ludlow McLean. Up next, the front page.
Front Page is brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business. For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
If every pretty girl was one girl, what a girl that would be. And if every strong man was one man, what a man that would be. And if I could have just one dream, one single dream come true, I would wish with all my heart I was that strong man, and that pretty girl would have to be you.
Welcome to Nationwide this morning's front page or discussion segment. Legendary Jamaican musician Ernie Smith has died. He passed away at the University of Miami Hospital on Thursday. The singer-songwriter was 80 years old. Smith's wife, Claudette Bailey Smith, said he died shortly after suffering a cardiac event. He reportedly underwent a surgical procedure earlier this month. Smith is known for his easy listening delivery, ruling the airwaves during the 1970s. His hits include Pitta Patta, Duppy Gunman, and Life is Just for Living. Meanwhile, Culture Minister Olivia Babsy Grange has expressed condolences to the family, friends, and fans of Ernie Smith.
We've lost a musical giant in Ernie Smith. I extend my sincere condolences to the family, friends, and the many fans worldwide of the legendary Ernie Smith, who passed away peacefully on Thursday night at 7:54 p.m. We're so deeply saddened by this loss of this musical giant who gave us many hits. One Dream, Life is Just for Living, Pitta Patta, Duppy or Gunman. Ernie was more than a musical icon. He was a loving husband, devoted father, cherished family man, and a gift to Jamaica and the world. His music touched countless hearts, bringing joy, truth, love, and inspiration across generations. His voice, spirit, and legacy will live on forever. Ernie leaves behind his wife Claudette, children, grandchildren, extended family, and dear friends, as well as his manager Joanna Marie Robinson, and countless fans whose lives he touched through his music and presence. We ask everyone to continue keeping his family in prayers during this incredibly difficult time. Please send love, strength, and comfort as we grieve this tremendous loss. Rest peacefully, Ernie. You are deeply loved and you will never be forgotten. Walk good, my friend.
Olivia Babsy Grange, the Culture Minister. For reflections on the life and legacy of Ernie Smith, we're being joined by songwriter and producer Mikey Bennett and musician Robbie Lynn. Mikey, Robbie, good morning.
Good morning. Morning.
Thank you so much for joining us here on Nationwide this morning. Let's begin with you, Mikey, the Culture Minister, describing this as a tremendous loss. How would you describe it?
Well, the culture minister has to speak as a national person. I was speaking as I lost a friend, a really good friend. As a songwriter, Ernie saw a song in every situation, and he had the ability to bring it to life with smiles and everything. As I'm sure Robbie will agree, to the music side, I'm sure Robbie knew him musically much longer than I did, much more than I did, because one of the joys of my life is to know someone first as you're a fan of this particular person, and then situations brought you, so you became friends and became a producer, became a co-writer, and I enjoy all of those situations. And I want to tell you, I moved to a new place, and I came in one day and heard this singing going on inside my living room. So I asked the people in the house, you guys have any idea what's taking place in my living room?
Yeah.
There's a great Ernie Smith there in my living room singing. Robbie and a couple of friends of us joined the same day, and just last night we were looking at some videos of that situation. So, we've spent a lot of time in the studio, and we've made music and we have contributed to his vast catalog. But on the calmer side, we have shared some wonderful moments. Ernie loved to laugh, and so we have shared a lot of laughs and a lot of things. So he's one of the, was really one of the gifts, one of the great storytellers of our time. And I think one of the good things that come out of a situation like this is that people get a chance to hear some of the great rare works, the great stories that he told in such a musical fashion.
And what was his process, Mikey, in terms of writing songs?
Who knows? You're just sitting there talking and have an idea, and before you know it, he's telling the story. Or he comes into you and says, on my way to Kingston, I saw this situation. And I might add that is the way the song Ram Go to Liver came about. It was something that he observed, and he went into the studio, and Pluto was supposed to be doing this thing, and he said, listen, I just saw something. Let us turn it into magic. And he's one of them things. And with the help of the great people like the great Rabelin and stuff, he was able to convey this idea and have it translated into the classics that we have come to know as, the Ernie Smith classics.
Mm-hmm. And Robbie, for you, your reflections on Ernie Smith?
Well, Ernie, first of all, that voice, the unmistakable voice of Ernie is the first thing that would hit you. But apart from that, he was one of the greatest storytellers in music format and whatever. He was a very entertaining person. He was jovial, and it's just somebody who you just love to be around. And I, as Mikey had said, my time with Ernie goes back even further. Mikey was more involved with him in the later years, as a producer, songwriter, whatever. But Ernie, as I said, the voice is unmistakable, and the talent and the gift of putting a song together was something that was just remarkable.
We're going to take a break here, speaking with musician Robbie Lynn and songwriter and producer Mikey Bennett about the musical legacy of Ernie Smith, who passed away. And we reported that this morning, 6, talking about his life and music now. Going to take a break here on NTM. We'll be back with more.
Have you ever been inside on a rainy night, holding your baby tight? Well, I have. Have you ever had your dreams, long forgotten schemes, coming true? It seems that I have. Have you ever been to bed with music in your head, forgetting your daily bread? Oh, I have. Tell your friend it's true, it's a pretty thing to go through, just between me and you. Yes, I have. Bitter, scatter, bitter, scatter, coming down on my rooftop. Me and my baby holding tight, doing alright. Hope it never stops.
Jamaica live good, yeah. I make we enjoy life, but we feel safe at night. Jamaica live good.
Jamaica, stop the killing and give up the guns. Just live good now.
The time brought to you by the Ministry of National Security and Peace is
7:31.
Upgrade your drive with Hyundai and Scotiabank. 4.99% interest, 0 fees, and 1-year insurance free. Choose from the Hyundai Venue, Palisade, Tucson, or Creta. Visit Kingston or Montego Bay showrooms. The temperature by Hyundai is
26 degrees in Kingston, 26 out west in Montego Bay, and 21 in Mandeville.
Every professional reaches a moment when growth calls, a promotion, a new opportunity, a bigger vision. At Mona School of Business and Management, our globally competitive graduate programs, including the internationally accredited MBA, are designed for ambitious professionals who are ready to lead. With flexible delivery options that fit your lifestyle, advancing your career is within reach. Learn from world-class faculty, connect with influential leaders, transform your future. Visit discover.msbm-uwi.org and apply online for a graduate degree. MSBM, Global Knowledge, Regional Solutions.
Sunday gone, I jump on a minibus. I really late, but it's not my fault. And when we nearly reach by the terminus, I feel the bus come to a halt. Well, liquor ram go down by the roundabout, but just as if that could not suffice, a brother run to the bus and start to shout, you should have dead make we buy a pound of rice. Ram good liver, good for neck, manish water, really good teeth, make the earring for your daughter. Very good lunch, put the bite in your back. It make your daughter, it make your daughter walk and talk. Well, the news spread fast like a telegram. Nobody know where the good come from. We raise a pot and a pan from an iron man who sit down there all along. 2 twos and the pot a boil. I hit a yaman banana dip. Meanwhile, little waters a gone. Lick me goat and a take me sip. From good liver, good for neck, manish water, really good teeth, make the earring for your daughter. Very good lunch, put the bite in your back.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning, reflecting on the live and musical legacy of Ernie Smith. He was the co-writer on this one, sung by Pooter Shervington. And did you hear Said? The lyric says, use the goat teeth for make earrings for your daughter. Welcome back to the show, Robbie and Mikey. Still on the line?
Yes, I'm here, Robbie. I'm here.
Great. How often did he come to you guys with these ideas of what he saw on the road or life experiences that he was going to turn into a song, Mikey?
Well, I had the pleasure of doing 2 albums with him. One with him and Pooter Shervington. And let me tell you, to have him and Pooter in a studio was like theater. Like I say, they turned he was a walking, I don't know what to call it, but he saw a song in almost every situation. And a funny song, and he saw a funny side to life in almost everything. So it made it very easy, it was for them. And then he was a wonderful musician as well. So he had a wonderful sense of melody and sense of chord and a storyteller, as Robbie said. So it was almost seamless. The only concern you had at the time was which audience, you're trying to communicate with, because as a elder, as elders in the business, a lot of times we have to second guess this, wonder if the younger audience is going to appreciate what we did. But time has proven that as a great storyteller, the thing is almost immortal. And there's always be an audience that reflects. We had the pleasure of doing a song with him and Pooter called That's the Kind of People We Are. I hope you guys can find and play it because it speaks about, us as Jamaicans and all of this being captured by two of the great storytellers, both in terms of their vocal ability and their way of us looking at the world that we're living in and how it has changed. And as I heard you girls laughing a while ago about the things that you said, all the things that happened. So apart from the first intonation for a song, quite a bit of research went into situations. In other words, if something was very pertinent to a particular song, we wouldn't put it down until we had done all the research and made sure we got the names right and the things right and all that. So Ernie was always writing. And every now and then he would bring a new idea and, ask if we thought it would work now. And sometimes we made suggestions, maybe it would be nice with a DJ or, a nice combination with somebody else. Mm-hmm. But he was a consummate professional and always wanted to entertain his audience.
And that audience, Robbie, talk to me about the audience back in the 70s, the 80s, and now. Are people still listening to Ernie Smith's music? Is it still popular out there in the entertainment industry?
It is popular with that, age group people, because, you have to admit, this generation of people now, they are very separated from what is happening or what had happened musically. They're into their own world, so to speak. But that 70s audience, which the real connoisseurs of music, in the 70s coming into the 80s, the attention was always, those people were just tuned in. And, we cannot talk about Ernie and not talk about Pluto because they were so similar in certain ways.
Yes.
And they are connected, We must also remember, apart from the great songs and what we got, they were both excellent musicians, which would enhance their ability to compose meaningful music, songs that were well coordinated and put together. Ernie is not Ernie. It's not his real name. He got the name Ernie because he was an aspiring guitarist and he tried to emulate Ernie Wrangling. So that, and Pluto, we all know, the band days with him playing multi instruments. But
it's Glenn Roy.
So hold on, you say Ernie's not his real name?
No, it's Glenn Roy.
Yes, Glenn Roy.
Yes. He does. Glenroy Anthony Michael Smith.
Glenroy Anthony Michael Smith? Oh, that's not enough name.
Archangelo, is it?
There's something else at the system.
Is it Archangelo?
All right.
Yes.
Oh, wow. So he had 5 names. But everybody, he just went by Ernie Smith.
Ernie, yeah, because he was a person who wanted to play the guitar so much. He actually did. Ernie used to play in bands too. He was in Virtue's band. He was in No Generation band, and sometimes just as a guitarist and as an occasional vocalist. But the guitar, I think, was his first love.
Tell me something. Did he ever go on tours, for example? And what was he like on those tours?
Well, I personally, some of them were not really tours. Ernie was a man who had, pockets of, support from places like Guyana. And when you go to a place like that, you don't really tour. You go for a weekend and, I actually went to Guyana with him on Pluto some years ago. But he was not somebody you could say going on a 4 or 5 week, 6 week tour doing things. He was a Diaspora type of person and a Caribbean type of person in terms of where his support came from.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And a lot of times he had regular gigs. He had places where he had regular gigs, So he was one of them. So he was almost cabaret in one sense, but he was also that person who, the popular functions, the big birthday parties and things. And he loved every minute of it. That is probably one of the nicest. Such a scene playing, that here's a person enjoying not only what he's doing, but the effect that it is having on people who enjoy it.
I'm going to put you both gentlemen on the spot, Mikey and Robbie. If you were to think, or I don't know if he's ever said it to either of you, but if he hasn't, what would you say was his favorite song from his catalog?
Whoa. That's so difficult to say. I never actually got into a conversation with him. I would probably want to say his very first recording, which was like, I Can't Take It, because it set him on the on the map. Mm-hmm. But that's to say, because you might have a song which is more popular, might sell more. But then there may be a song that you said, it brought the best out of you how to put a song together. So I had not really got into a sort of conversation with him to express to me personally what it was. But there are so many great songs. All of them serve a purpose. The humor, the storytelling, everything. But I can't really answer. I can just think about maybe 2 songs.
Okay. I'd love to add something to this conversation. As a person who has been on stage as a performer, when you have a song that people react to the way they react to, don't be a gunman, you see? Even if it's not your favorite song to sing, you look forward to performing that song because you know exactly what is going to take place. And you want that feedback, that kind of lift your energy. And that song is, from a literary point of view, from a storytelling point of view, from a musical point of view, it is a masterpiece. It is a masterpiece. And all you have to do is sleep traveling in Kingston one night and don't feel so secure. and the song just come out. Start coming back to you, word for word. So I agree with Robbie. He was always thinking about the next song that he was going to write, though, as a great songwriter. But I'm sure that Dr. Gunman had a special place in his heart for the secretary and the average person.
And as we wrap, gentlemen, for those who are listening out there, Jamaicans, folks in the diaspora, how should Ernie Smith be remembered? Robbie?
Ernie was a clean person. That's the first thing. His music was pure, it was honest, and no controversy, a lot of humor. He did storytelling. He touched on topics of importance, to what our lives would have been, subject to. But, I would imagine that Ernie was so respected and engaging that people remember him as a one of a kind, so to speak, because Pluto was not very different after all of that. But Ernie had set the table, to portray, his deliveries and the storytelling. I keep saying, talk about storytelling, because he was really a storyteller.
Yeah. Well, thank you both so much for coming on this morning and talking to us about Ernie Smith's life, his musical legacy as well. And there's a song, Mikey, that you said you wanted us to play as we go to...
It's called That's the Kind of People We Are.
That's the kind of people we are. So if you can load up that one for us, Jermaine, as we go to the break. But thank you so much for coming on this morning.
All right, guys.
Yeah. Songwriter and producer Mikey Bennett and musician Robbie Lynn. And just to tell our listeners, perhaps some of you didn't know that he had such a long name and that it wasn't Ernie Smith. That was his name at birth. It's Glenroy Anthony Michael Archangelo Smith. But
5 names. Only the
somebody would know. Somebody would know. So Smith was born in Kingston, and he's a Mayborn, right?
Oh, really? Somebody would know.
Somebody would know. He was born in May 1945 and raised in St. Anne and Mapen in Clarendon. So his father played the guitar and bought him an instrument when he was 12. He played the guitar in the band The Vandals in Claremont in St. Anne after leaving school and was nicknamed Ernie after Ernest Ranglin. He initially unsuccessfully sought a career as a radio announcer, but then approached federal studios looking for work as a songwriter, ending up recording his songs himself. His first recordings were not a success, and Smith spent time working in life insurance before returning to the studio.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we take a break here on Nationwide this morning with that one, and then we'll come back with more.
What a nerve. You must be crazy. Guanya.
You think them easy?
That's the kind of people. That's the kind of people. That's the kind of people we are. More church by far than any other place. Tonight the news is a big disgrace. That's the kind of people we are. The PM making a crucial speech, LP behind, fast asleep. That's the kind of people we are. We are a proud nation, a funny kind of people, with all that we've achieved along the way. And don't mistake the fact that though we fight amongst one another, don't come between us.
For all your scales and food processing equipment, call Advanced Scales and Equipment Limited at 876-968-9612-5. The time by Advanced Scales and Equipment Limited is
13 minutes to 8 o'clock.
Hawkeye is protecting homes, businesses, and communities with trusted security solutions. The temperature by Hawkeye, securing what matters most, is
26 degrees in Kingston, 26 out west in Montego Bay, and 21 in Mandeville.
From April 11 to May 2, the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs opens Saturdays 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. for collecting expungement letters and ministers' marriage licenses only. Please note, no application processing will take place during these days. Call 876-906-4923-31 or WhatsApp 876-851-3287. The Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs. Justice at your convenience. Welcome back to Nationwide this morning, getting another reaction to the life and legacy of Ernie Smith, occasioned by his passing. We're having that conversation. And on the line is a former tourism consultant, Carol Guntley, who has had some life experiences with Ernie Smith. Good morning to you, Carol.
Good morning to you.
How are you?
I'm speaking on behalf of the Crescent Park posse. Most of us girls, we went back with Ernie.
Carol, you said the Crescent Park posse?
Yeah,
all right.
Most of them lived up there, Shaheen and all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And Miss Murray in Monique had a nightclub, and she had a little entertainment time. So Ernie would set up that entertainment, and we had to beg to go to our parents that we could go and listen to him, and he was just the best. Laugh all the time, that same curry goat. We can tell you about it. But Ernie had a wonderful, wonderful childhood group who supported long before these big specialists and stuff and recording. Always a laugh. And if the car broke down, all 10 of us in there had to come out and help to fix. I pay tribute to Ernie and to all that he did. When we had to sing at the Roman Catholic Church in Brownstown, Ernie got there when the program almost done. Because nowhere the crew couldn't start without him. But my friend Ernie, my brother Ernie, on behalf of the Crescent Park posse, he will never be forgotten.
And how should he be remembered, Carol?
As you know, as Ernie, a great person. Loving, caring, always making sure, and if something was going wrong, we just hit his teeth, laugh, and we continue.
Mm-hmm.
We make it work. Sometimes it's 11 people in the 6-seater car because somebody's car breaks down. But he wonderful. Jamaica can never forget those songs. He was a great storyteller. You say what Mikey said. Yeah, thank you.
You're most
I just
welcome.
had to speak on behalf of the Crescent Park because I said, and that him come from Bamboo, you know.
Yes.
But we followed that music anywhere. On a Saturday, we were in town, you know. But and when he came to Kingston, we related.
Well, thank you so much, Carol. Thank you
for remembering this side of it.
Certainly,
and
certainly.
We remember him.
Thank you for coming on and talking to us about your experiences with your friend Ernie Smith. And you said you're part of the Crescent Park posse from back in the days. So thank you so much, Carol Guntley.
1979, from 19 when in high school.
Wow. A time ago, but those memories live on. Thank you so much, Carol.
Never go. Thank you so much.
All right.
And keep up the best radio station.
Oh, well, thank you so much for that. You have a good day now under the circumstances.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
Turning our attention now to the Medicinal Cannabis Special Permit Program. So State Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, Delana Seawright, says continued cooperation with stakeholders in the cannabis industry will assist in more legislative amendments to help the sector. Minister Seawright was speaking at the launch of the Medicinal Cannabis Special Permit Program at the AC Hotel in St. Andrew on Thursday, and he joins us now. Welcome to the program, Nationwide This Morning.
Morning, Tana, morning, Saeed, and morning to your listeners. And of course, we extend condolences to the family of Ernie Smith and the loss of one of Jamaica's greatest artists ever. So, I listen to you keenly, and I listen to Carol Guntley also with her points on it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, Minister, let me start here, because it's said that the cannabis industry would be assisted by more legislative amendments which would help the sector by virtue of this program. Could you expound what legislative amendments are we talking about?
All right, so what we have done is a series of amendments to the regulations, right? The dangerous drugs regulations under which cannabis licensing falls. And it really is aimed at expanding access and participation in the sector. It's decided over the years, despite the amazing progress, there's still a lot of small, micro farmers who believe that the barriers to entry are still high, the costs for licenses and application fees and so on. And also the bureaucracy of it all, given the complexity of the sector we're in, we'll have to make some changes. So we made some amendments, and two big ones. One is, of course, the cultivator special permit, the other is the special community permit. And what it does is provide low-cost structured pathways for traditional ganja farmers and community groups, almost like cooperatives, to enter and transition into the regulated space. So what we want to do is a smooth things for everybody. They have struggled to enter the legal market due to the complex, compliance requirements and so on. This permit structure will now bridge this gap by allowing more accessible entry points, whilst allowing the CLA to maintain the oversight and accountability that's required. So it's a big step in the right direction. Of course, we made some other administrative changes too that will, I believe, improve efficiency and lower the barriers to entry for all persons who want to get involved in the state.
And how do you reckon that these sorts of amendments would lead to the establishing of the community cannabis farming?
Yep. So, of course, we have a department under the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce, the DCFS, which is the Department of Cooperatives and Friendly Societies. And we have a hand-holding sort of policy here where we're going to just help people through this. There were some programs that were done in the past weren't as successful. We learned from those experiences, and we're going to have a hand-holding exercise to bring some of these farmers into the formal system. Guide them on the necessary applications and so on. And they feel is very much ready to do so. They are better positioned now. They have improved their efficiencies. I remember when applications, conditional approvals will take time to come through, sometimes up to a year. Now they're down to about 16 days in terms of approvals. Yeah, we've made some significant changes and improved processes, faster processing times, better post-licensing monitoring, longer licensing periods for cultivators and so on. So, in short, we're going to hold our hands through. We're going to have consultation, of course, as we always do, across the island. We're going to engage with the farmers in Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, and other places where we know there's a strong tradition of cannabis farming, and really guide them through the amendments. And they also played a role in it because everything that was done here took time because there's so much legal complexity with everything under the Dangerous Drugs Act. But we involved the stakeholders in a fulsome way. And I've said that we have more work to do. There's some more changes that some of the stakeholders want to see, and we're going to work with them to see how we can do that in the coming months and years.
Right, because I was going to ask next if all of these changes that have been made now fill all of the gaps, but you said stakeholders have some other changes that they'd like to see. What have they placed on the table?
You know what the truth is? Some persons want to see full legalization. As you know, given the geopolitical realities, that's not an easy thing to do. We still are signatory to the UN Single Convention, which is quite explicit in how it positions cannabis. But everyone knows the world is changing. The U.S., most states in the United States have either legalized or put in place some sort of quasi-medicinal regime. And that's the overwhelming majority of states there. Canada has legalized, worldwide has legalized. But the U.S. federal government is still restrictive. Trump did sign an executive order that should see some amount of liberalization in some sense at the federal level. Let's see how that plays out. The respective departments of his administration are doing the work. We want to see how that goes. And I have indicated to a number of the players in the sector that we have to observe what's happening in the United States, because that would have an impact on banking, which is still a big challenge because it's difficult to bank cannabis companies, and also lower other barriers to entry, and also allow improved trade efforts to get stuff exported to other countries and so on. But the U.S. will play a huge role in leading that liberalization effort. We have also made, of course, changes as it relates to the ID card system so that it's easier. Issue identification cards for employees and authorized holders, so it facilitates the transfer of employees between licensed operators within the regulated industry more seamlessly. These are things that were holding up the ability of some of these companies to really succeed. We standardize the license tenure. We have applicants are now allowed to apply for license renewal up to 6 months before the expiration of the license, so that improves administrative efficiency and business continuity. And we also standardize the fence height requirements. So the required fence height for all 3 tiers cultivator licenses is now around to roughly 6 feet, which lowers the cost for them too. And a big amendment, which I think everybody has missed, is that we're now allowing for off-site delivery of medicinal cannabis to purchasers or their caregivers, subject, of course, to the regulatory framework. So if you have it at your house, once you qualify, you can have your cannabis delivered to your residence, and I think that's actually a huge game changer because it will have an impact not just on Jamaicans but also visitors to our island who may want to have the cannabis delivered to their respective hotel room or their property or the villa or whatever. So that's a huge amendment to allowing the delivery of medicinal cannabis. I think that's going to change the game significantly too as we continue to progress.
And practically, how does one do that? It's just they have to have their ID, and how will that work?
There's a process with the respective cannabis entities that's in law, where you pretty much get a sign off from a medical doctor to say yes, you should be allowed to benefit from medicinal cannabis. And once you get that sign off, then you work with the company and you get whatever you need. It's a very simple, very easy process that a lot of persons have been engaged in, and we have a lot of doctors who are also fully engaged in the space, and that has been very helpful to move things forward.
And Minister Seawright, as we wrap up this segment, in terms of a dollar figure, how big is the cannabis industry here in Jamaica?
Still a little, well, the legal cannabis industry, I get those numbers still.
Yes, the legal cannabis industry.
The other side might be a bit difficult to quantify. But the fact is, there's a whole side of Jamaica that we want to get formalized, and we want them to come into the pharmacy. A number of them want to. They just worry about the cost. I mean, the cultivator's license for tier 1 is $2,000 US. That is restrictive. Tier 2 is $2,500 US roughly per acre. We do have a deferral policy that allows installments and so on, but some of that was just restrictive, and we're making some changes there. And we also want to see some big moves on the research and development front, given what we see coming out of the United States, and we want the sector to position themselves for what's happening there, so Jamaica is not left behind.
Delana Seawright, the State Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, talking to us this morning about the medical cannabis industry and those changes in relation to the medical or medicinal cannabis special permit program. Thank you so much for your time, Minister.
Thank you.
All right, we take a break here on Nationwide this morning. Up next, across Jamaica.
Front Page was brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Don't miss a beat with your mortgage payments at NHD.
Stay on top of your NHD mortgage payments when you pay by the first day of each month. The time by the National Housing Trust is
2 minutes after 8.
Interex Distributors presents the ultimate tile clearance sale. Transform your space for less. Dunrobin Plaza, 30 Dunrobin Avenue. The temperature by Interex Distributors is 26 degrees Celsius in capital city Kingston, also 26 southwest in Montego Bay. In Mandeville, 21 degrees Celsius.
From the mountainside to seaside, countryside to townside, inside and outside. It's across Jamaica this morning.
Taking you across Jamaica this Friday morning, Friday, April 17, 2026. The American Friends of Jamaica, AFJ, has donated over 150 million Jamaican dollars in grants to 52 organizations across the island. The grants were presented Tuesday at the AFJ's annual Grants Awards ceremony held at the United States Embassy in Kingston. 69 grants are awarded to 52 recipient organizations. The organizations work in education, healthcare, and economic development. The grants are funded through AFJ's annual fundraising galas in New York and Miami, as well as contributions from private foundations, corporate partners, and individual donors. Tuesday's ceremony was hosted by the U.S. Charge d'Affaires Scott Renner and attended by senior representatives from both the United States and Jamaican governments, alongside members of the philanthropic and nonprofit community. AFJ says it has also raised more than $10 million from Hurricane Melissa relief and recovery since last year. The Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, FAO, has donated fertilizer to the government of Jamaica as part of ongoing efforts to restore agricultural production following the impacts of Hurricanes Beryl and Melissa. The latest handover was on Wednesday at the Rural Agricultural Development Authority's Trelawney Parish office. According to the FAO, the handover forms part of its technical cooperation program supporting emergency response and early recovery across Grenada, Jamaica, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. In Jamaica, approximately 600 fertilizer units across 12 formulations will be distributed to farmers in Hanover, St. Elizabeth, St. James, Trelawney, and Westmoreland. FAO representative for Jamaica, the Bahamas, and the Belize, Dr. Anna Tuza, says the organization is committed to supporting farmers as they recover from repeated climate shocks. Also in across Jamaica this Friday morning, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness says the government's master plan for Greater Innswood development will involve road construction that will connect residents to economic activity opportunities easier. The Prime Minister was speaking at the National Housing Trust standing over ceremony for the Cherry Gardens housing development in St. Catherine on Wednesday.
So, Minister Tufton, your dream of a proper roadway coming onto St. John's Road, coming up all the way here, that dream is going to materialize. So we have put in place a committee to do the planning for it. It is led by the NHT, and we're looking at all the lands in the area. We are taking all the developments that are planned in the area but can't be approved because of challenges, as I've said before, with water, sewage, roads, and so forth, and we are planning it out.
34 serviced lots were handed over to new homeowners in the Cherry Gardens housing development. This is a part of a wider project delivering 193 lots through the National Housing Trust and private partners. The Prime Minister says the government has focused its road development towards making a path to economically active areas closer for Jamaicans.
What we have done is very strategic. We have looked at our country spatially, and we have determined the national road network that is necessary. And as we build out the highways, we are now opening up new lands that can be easily connected to areas where there is significant economic activity. So it's easier for people to say, yes, I can live here because the highway takes me to my place of work much more quickly.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness. And that's it for Across Jamaica.
From the biggest tracks to the biggest energy, Nationwide keeps it moving. If you love the vibes, come and lock in with us for real.
World boss, leave a prison could stop me.
Join the Nationwide 90 FM Family Club today on Patreon.
Practice. God, mister, you watch you off, me practice.
Tune in to Cliff Hughes Online on Friday, April 17 from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Broadcasting from the Middle Quarters New Testament Church of God for the Community Church Cleanup Initiative Presentation Ceremony. The event marks the official handing over of grants to 101 churches in St. Elizabeth. These grants are part of the government's $75 million Community Church Cleanup and Restoration Initiative launched after Hurricane Melissa. In total, the initiative will benefit 420 churches across St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, St. James, Trelawney, and Hanover. So tune in to Cliff Hughes Online Friday, April 17 from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. for the Community Cleanup Initiative Grant Presentation Ceremony. Catch this and so much more on our YouTube channel at Nationwide 90 FM Live, or keep your station locked to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media.
St. Andrew High School for Girls, it's your time on April 17. The NNN School Tour 2026 is bringing energy, talent, and excitement straight to your school.
So pull up your pants and put it on your waist and
we're coming to spotlight the creativity and skills of the students, plus play games, win prizes, and enjoy live performances. Don't miss the vibes, the fun, and your chance to shine. The NNN School Tour 2026, St. Andrew High School for Girls, April 17 from 1 to 4 p.m. See you there! This broadcast is brought to you by Police Civilian Oversight Authority, Tip Friendly Society, LMH Publishing, Wisynco Group, Digicel, Nutrition Products Limited, Mystic Mountain Jamaica, and Malta.
Come into the parlor, there's a welcome there for you.
Welcome to the Mayor's Parlor with Desmond McKenzie.
From 1 to 6 p.m. every Sunday, you'll now get more of your favorite vintage music.
put your head on my shoulder.
Nationwide 90 FM will transform your Sunday into a musical time machine that will take you way back.
Come with me. Let's go back in time.
This magic moment.
Journey into yesteryear with Desmond McKenzie in the Mayor's Parlor.
I've got the music to jog your memory and make you smile.
Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the best in vintage music.
Come into the Mayor's Parlor every Sunday between 1 and 6 p.m. here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media.
It's 12 minutes after 8 o'clock. Thank you so much for staying with us. Well, the Rastafari community will host a major celebration on April 21, 2026 to commemorate the 60th anniversary of Emperor Haile Selassie I's transformative visit to Jamaica. The Diamond Jubilee event will feature cultural performances, panel discussions, and historical reflections, marking one of the most significant moments in Caribbean history. For more on the event, we are joined by its event coordinator, Carice Lawrence. Good morning, Carice.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Good. Well, first of all, tell me now, a lot of people don't remember when Emperor came to Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
So it's April the 25th. You're keeping it on the day that he came.
Right.
Good.
We're keeping it on the day that he arrived.
And remind us again, because people might say, but why are we celebrating when somebody did come? We don't celebrate when Barack Obama come to Jamaica. What's the significance of Emperor Haile Selassie's visit to Jamaica?
Wow. So there is so much significance, and each person who is Rastafari will have, their own interpretation, but there are certain things that will be consistent. So first of all, imagine that this was the time when there are ones in Jamaica who said that this is who we are seeing as our God in flesh. This is who we are seeing as our king. This is who we are looking towards as our leader and our guide. And then there are people who were saying that, but this man is not paying you all any mind, and he doesn't know that you guys have created this thing. So for him to make this trip, it's a very symbolic thing to say, well, yes, these people acknowledge me and I acknowledge them as well. And when he did his visit, he did a state visit. So even though he came, and of course, you're in the government, so you're going to connect with government. It was so interesting too that there were 3 Rastafari brethren, I believe, who had gone to visit him already in Ethiopia. That when he came and he was doing this visit, he said he wanted these people to be a part of it. So for those who may have seen those pictures that were taken, there's a very symbolic one where there's Mortimer Planner right there as he's stepping out of the plane, and there's this big gathering of Rastafari ones saying, yes, this person is here. So he went to 3 other Caribbean countries. He did a stopover in Haiti, and he also went to Barbados and Trinidad. And if you check it, these are also Caribbean countries that have very strong roots in Rastafari. So for our community, this was him acknowledging us and coming to connect with us and coming to meet with us.
Okay. So you're doing this Diamond Jubilee event.
Yes.
And where will it be had?
Where it will happen is at the Louise Bennett Garden at the Ranny Williams Entertainment Center. Mm-hmm. And there are other parts that are connected to it. So the part at the Ranny Williams begins at 2 p.m., but we're starting with a motorcade that will be like a mini pilgrimage of the route that he took.
Oh, so tell me about the route, no? Whenever they're on them time there, tell me about the route.
Right. So when he came, he made several stops, and he also went to some other parishes. But he went to King's House. He stayed there on record. He's the only king that has stayed in King's House.
Hold on. Because you're also educating me,
Yes.
So, Emperor, he's the king of where?
He's the king of Ethiopia.
Right.
He is the last king to have sat on that throne of the monarch, and those who check the lineage, he's from the tribe of Judah, as they would say. So his lineage goes back to the Solomonic Empire, and
Solomonic
his wife
Empire.
was Empress Menen.
Yes. And then by virtue of him being king in his own right, African king, he came here and he drove on the Palisades Strip out there, so
right,
went
for
to
him come
King's
to
House.
Palisades, right? He went to King's House. He also went to the University
So
of
hold
West Indies.
on. Because you're saying some interesting things, and I have a curious
Yes.
mind. So who was the Governor General at the time who hosted him at King's House?
Who would have been the Governor General at that time? Because me and my youngish kind of brain, so some of them
God.
come here at the
All right,
end
let
of
me
them,
not put you
I'm
on the
gonna
spot
tell
then.
you.
So the GG hosted the king at King's House. He stayed at King's House.
Yes, so he was hosted there, and then he went to UE, where they also gave him one of those honorary titles. He went to Haile Selassie, where he donated that school. So there's high school that exists, Haile Selassie, he donated
That's a school off Spanish Town Road.
Right. So that he went there and did a symbolic breaking of the land. And then he went to some other parishes. He went to Clarendon, he went to St. Elizabeth, and I believe he went to one more place as well. An important thing to note too, why he's so significant, if you check many of the writings, because there's his biography, his autobiography, there are other people who have written, he's a sage, and he was also always speaking about the time that is to come. So many people might know the song War that Bob Marley sing, where him say, until the philosophy that holds one race superior and another is finally and permanently discredited and abandoned, there will be war. That is actually coming from a speech that he made at the League of Nations, where in the time of his ruling, ruling, Italy wanted to colonize Ethiopia. You remember there was a scramble for Africa, those of us who did history. So all of the African countries were being taken over by different
the
ones
European
in Europe.
nations, the hegemonic
So when
states.
Mussolini now did want to take over same place in Italy, and said, no, this is not okay, and we don't have the weapons to fight you. So he went to the League of Nations and made his plea, and in his, communication, he was saying, today it is me, but tomorrow it's going to be you, because if you're not dealing with injustice right now, it will continue.
And man, did
now.
his words come to fruition?
It comes to that because we see what's happening even right now with Israel and Palestine and all of these things just an ongoing. So he's symbolic not just for our community but for all of humanity, and that's certainly something that we should note. And to me, this is why when he came to Jamaica, he got all of these accolades, because again, if he wasn't so important, why did he go to the UAE and get this honorary title? Why was he gracing the Time magazine, at a certain point? Why is it that so many people have spoken when he had his coronation out of 100 and something countries, 90 something heads of state were there, and those who did make it sent their letters apologizing profusely and saying it's because we have work and saying, why we don't come here. So even though the celebration that we're doing is for the community, it's for the wider Jamaica as well, and everybody in the world where I visit. So come and find out more about this man. So anyways, the versions of the motorcade that we're doing, we're not doing the whole route. So we're meeting at Rockford Mineral Bath at 10 o'clock, and at 10:30 we go to the airport. We'll do some drumming and chanting there and some reasoning, and then we will head to Haile Selassie High School. The school is having a week of celebrations, and on that day they have a lot of things going on as well. So we'll spend an hour there, and then we will pass King's House just for the symbolic journey of it, and then we go to Ronnie Williams, and the program there starts at 2.
I mean, first of all, I must tell you, I enjoy hearing the history from you, Carice. So when you get to Ronnie Williams Entertainment Center now, what can you expect if you're there?
Yeah, so what you can expect is a whole day of activities that will end with an Adingi ceremony. So we're going until about 2 o'clock. We've been fortunate to get the approval from the government, so we give thanks for that. So from 2 o'clock, we're going to have, drumming and chanting. We'll have the Bingistra family, Earl Smith. Everybody knows the famous guitarist who played with Bob Marley and many of the other greats. He will be gracing us. We will have the mystic revelation of Rastafari. As well, we'll have Profi, who he has his own ceremonial space in Ocho Rios. And we'll have panel discussions. We're going to be speaking about health, and we're looking on health in terms of the mental health, the physical health, the emotional, spiritual. And we'll be having conversations about topics that are important to us. Reparation, repatriation, where are we now 60 years later? And then we'll have artisans. So many people know that Rastafari people make great art and craft and clothing, etc. So we'll have a whole village that will have some of the things that ones in the community make. And then we will also have elders who will be sharing throughout the program, about their journey, and women will also share about their journey. The journey of the woman throughout creation has been very interesting, sometimes feeling a little oppressed, and sometimes, just having to do work to step into your sovereignty. So there'll be conversations about that as well. And then we're also going to have a play that some students from Edna Manley actually created, having gone to an Ayabingi session and actually having an interest in Rastafari as well. And then after that play, we're going to have a conversation with Owen Blacker Ellis and the students, Musa Baruka is going to be DJing, he was and still is an important icon in the space. And then we're also going to have a fashion show. So we'll be showcasing the wear of Rastafari over the years. There was a time when ones were wearing like crocus bag and burlap. And there are ones who even to this day, they only wear things that are ITAL. So they don't make anything they don't wear anything that's plastic. So we'll get
Hold on. Carice, you have to slow down, because a lot of people think that when you say ITAL is what they eat, is what you eat.
Exactly.
What you're saying there's ITAL dressing too. What constitutes the ITAL dressing?
Right, so the ITAL dressing now would mean that anything that you're wearing is just from plants, so it don't have no animal skin, nothing like that.
No plastic.
Don't have no process, exactly, no fake thing, and it's for a reason too. A lot of people don't look into it, but your body, your skin would be the largest organ on your body.
Indeed.
So therefore, the things that you put on it will affect your health, and it's long time far I've been saying this. That's why we use coconut oil and shea butter as opposed to these things that have all of these processed things and these chemicals, you know?
That is it.
Yeah, so these ones, when them are weird things now, them are make hot out of calabash, out of coconut,
Caris,
you know?
you make me want to put on some lax and enjoy the Naya Bingi. Oh, by the way, what time is the Naya Bingi? If people want to come by, especially to experience the Naya Bingi.
Right, so the Naya Bingi ceremony is at 10 o'clock in the night and it goes until 2. However, there will be Naya Bingi sessions happening throughout the day.
All
right, because there are many ones who do the drumming and chanting as their way of, honoring and praising the king. So we'll be showcasing that. And then, there's space for children as well. So we want people to know that whenever Rastafari does anything, it's a family affair. So the children are very welcomed. We'll have DJ selections as well. We'll have Ailawi. I mentioned Musa earlier. We'll also have DJ Seamus. He's a young person who is doing very well, in that kind of way. And then we're having some performers. I'm going to not call their name, but just give a little tease. So we realized when we were planning this that there are some albums that are celebrating 50, and these albums are from the Wailers as well as Max Romeo. So we're going to have some of the descendants of these ones come and touch the stage and bless the space. So War in a Babylon is one of those albums. Black Heart Man is another one. Legalize It and Rastaman Vibration. So as you know, the Wailers and Max Romeo, there are so many artists who did their work for Rastafari in terms of spreading the message through music. So, in a gathering where the music is always going to be a part of that. And all of the mansions are actually a part of it. So the Bobo Shanti, School of Vision, the 12 Tribes of Israel, the Naya Bingi. So it's really a community coming together.
I could stay here all day and listen to you talk about the history and Rastafari. But, we only have 1 minute left. So just remind us again, Randy Williams Entertainment Center, Louis Bennett Gardens, 2 p.m., April 21. Just come out. There's an admission, or you just come out and enjoy the festivities and the activities to commemorate the Emperor's visit to Jamaica? Caris? Oh, Jano Star, the phone drop. But King, I wanted to play that Bob Marley song. The war, man, war.
Coming of a black king.
Because
Christ in his kingly character, Christ in his kingly character, Christ in his kingly character, Christ in his kingly character. One love, brother man, say Rasta. Who goes? It must be Jaja. Thank goodness I don't have to wonder. I know he is forever.
Until the philosophy which old one race superior and another inferior is finally and permanently discredited and abandoned. Everywhere is war. It's a war that until they're no longer first class and second class citizens of any nation, until the color of a man's skin is of no more significance than the color of his eyes. Miss a war that until the basic human rights are equally guaranteed to all without regard to race. It is a war that until that day the dream of lasting peace.
Words of Selassie, codified and crystallized in music by the great Bob Marley. Yeah, war. I'm very interested though I think I want to go, King. I don't think I've experienced an Airbnb session before, so I'm curious enough to want to go to see what it's like. Yeah,
very happy to hear that.
Sounds very interesting. So, Caris, I was just saying before we go, just remind the listeners again, time, place, if there's any admission, and what they can look forward to.
Right. So there is no admission cost. It's free admission. And what you can be a part of is the motorcade. If you want to go on that symbolic journey with us, you meet at Rockfort Mineral Baths at 10 a.m. And then you join us at the Ranny Williams Entertainment Center at 2 p.m. The doors open from 12, and the Artisan Village will be set up from 12, and music and holding a vibe, so you can come through from then. And then know that from 2 p.m. until 2 a.m. we will have a host of offerings that will give you an immersion into the Rastafari culture. You know, you come in to see performances, you come in to experience reasonings, you come in to experience the fashion show, you come in to experience the art and the artisan village, the food, which is so important, you know, the true ITAL food. Everybody talking about vegan food, and the root of it is ITAL food, so you come in to find out what ITAL really is. And you just come in to immerse and understand the culture as well. There will also be an exhibition, so we will have books, you know, the literature that can educate you. We will have art pieces. There's an installation that was at the Institute of Jamaica, so we'll have a few pieces from that there. And then just know that there's also something happening in Montego Bay on the 23rd, so we also want to share that.
Very well. Thank you so much, Carice Lawrence. She is the event coordinator.
One of.
Yeah, yes. I imagine. Just to plan the route alone. One of the event coordinators of the Rastafari community's celebration, the 60th anniversary of the visit of Emperor, the King of Kings of Ethiopia, Haile Selassie I. Thank you so much, Carice.
Thank you for having us. And I wanted to make sure checking coming live when people have the information. The Governor General was Sir Clifford Campbell.
Clifford Campbell.
To study up them, they think that so much. Yes, so that is who would have been the one when he came.
I understand saying I study up them thing that so much.
Yes, but thank you for having us, and I will leave my number to anybody who's serious about getting information. You know, we have an IG page that is specific for it, 354-8812, and then on Instagram, I respect Rastafari. You can just go there and send us a message, and then we will share.
Okay, Carice, and I have a bald man in my ears saying, Ja! Jeremy King.
Rastafari, man. I want everybody to come, black, shiny, white, bald, long hair, everything. This is a celebration and an information session for many.
One love, unity, take care.
Yes, you too. Give back.
And I hear the angel with 7 seas.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
8:30.
Fontana Pharmacy has a wide variety of items from pharmaceuticals, household, cosmetics, toys, and more. The Temperature by Fontana Pharmacy. It's all good inside is
28 in Kingston, 27 out west in Montego Bay, and 23 in Mandeville.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies, including plugs, switches, panel boards, and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Ready to upgrade your drive? Hyundai and Scotiabank are making it easier for you. Right now, you can drive away in a brand new Hyundai with an interest rate as low as 4.99%. Low interest rate, zero processing fees, and 1 year free insurance with Scotia Protect. Whether it's the compact Hyundai Venue, the bold Palisade, the stylish Tucson, or the dynamic Creta, Hyundai has the perfect vehicle waiting for you. So visit our showrooms at 7 Oxford Road, Kingston, or Providence Drive, Montego Bay, and get behind the wheel of a brand new Hyundai. Hyundai Jamaica. Because of you, conditions apply.
Hey yo, listen up. Don't wait for the symptoms start show. HIV test free. Make sure you know. Me take my test. Me get the news. Me take my meds. Me can't lose. Family there, support there too. We strong, we bold life and live right through. Live bold test the HIV. Know your status smooth surely. Me take my test. Me get the news. Me take my meds. Me can't lose. Free testing is available at health centers island-wide.
A message by the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Tune in to Cliff Hughes Online on Friday, April 17 from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Broadcasting from the Middle Quarters New Testament Church of God for the Community Church Cleanup Initiative Presentation Ceremony. The event marks the official handing over of grants to 101 churches in St. Elizabeth. These grants are part of the government's $75 million Community Church Cleanup and Restoration Initiative launched after Hurricane Melissa. In total, the initiative will benefit 420 churches across St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, St. James, Trelawney, and Hanover. So tune in to Cliff Hughes Online Friday, April 17 from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. for the Community Cleanup Initiative Grant Presentation Ceremony. Catch this and so much more on our YouTube channel at Nationwide 90 FM Live, or keep your station locked to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media.
St. Andrew High School for Girls, it's your time on April 17. The NNN School Tour 2026 is bringing energy, talent, and excitement straight to your school.
So pull up your pants and put it on your waist and...
We're coming to spotlight the creativity and skills of the students, plus play games, win prizes, and enjoy live performances. Don't miss the vibes, the fun, and your chance to shine. The NNN School Tour 2026, St. Andrew High School for Girls, April 17 from 1 to 4 p.m. See you there! This broadcast is brought to you by Police Civilian Oversight Authority, Tip Friendly Society, LMH Publishing, Wisynco Group, Digicel, Nutrition Products Limited, Mystic Mountain Jamaica, and Malta.
Sit down on a stone. Wife and picnic gone abroad, left him all alone. Wondering what kind of festival would I make him stir for him old bone. Then I drop this version in the yard and singers weep and mourn. He said we play the music, jump like Lego beast. Sip your waters, love your daughter, but play the music beat. Smoke your pipe and feel alright, but play the music sweet. No matter what you do, you can't get through unless you play the music. Bongo natty, down a race course, I sell rose can. Him no check, the festival make the float them one. When this your version busting in him head from I was born. We never see so much people on them finger with teeth rose can. They say play the music, jump like Lego piece. Sip your waters, love your daughter, but
8:36. Thank you so much for staying with us. Well, we have one of the persons who he said he's played with him on every track, Roy Dunbar. Sir Roy.
Good morning, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm good, you know. How you do?
Not bad, man.
Not bad. You played on every track with Ernie?
Well, actually, I didn't play on the recorded tracks. But that means that Ernie used to perform as a one-man band when he was doing his thing. Mm-hmm. So that means that he want to have a live. He want to make the session feel live. So you would try to use a keyboard player to play with him. So, like, sometimes you want to take a breath. Mm-hmm. You let the keyboard player do a little thing in the interim. So I used to do a lot of playing with him in the 90s.
So you play the keyboard?
Yeah. I'm a keyboard player for Beer Central's band. So,
okay.
Usually, I was introduced to him by Boris Gardner.
Mm-hmm. So, what was your read on Ernie performing and, doing these songs and entertaining people?
Yeah, I think Ernie was a great performer. And as a matter of fact, I am blind. So what that means that he came to school for the blind to entertain us.
Oh.
In, I think 1974, when he had Life is Just for Living, and I Can't Take It, those songs. And he said we were the most attentive students he has ever performed to, because we applauded him for everything he did. And he was very appreciative of us. So when I think I want to say that my favorite song, I think, is If Every Dream, Our Dream Come True. He has a song about if every single dream was one dream.
Mm-hmm.
Because I dreamt that I would play for him one day, and actually I did.
So it was a thing of the time back then that musicians would really want to play for Ernie.
Right, you dream to play for a big artist, you know? So that was one of the things.
How long you played with him for?
Yeah, we became friends, you know, because he always called me up and say he wanted to know who I am, what I'm feeling like during COVID. And I even told him about, boy, Roy, I'll get married again, you know.
Married again?
I was happy with it.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay.
So he will be greatly missed.
Indeed,
you know?
Indeed. And what did you say was your most profound memory with him?
Well, as Mikey and Robbie said, he was a very jovial person. I remember one Christmas I had to play with him at the Pegasus. You know, Rasta men, they don't pork.
Mm-hmm.
So he asked me, Roy, what do you want for dinner, man? And I said, I want ham and chicken. So he said, oh, I'll go feed for you.
What say? How about what?
Oh, I'll go feed for you.
Oh.
So I said, no, you employ me, you can't make a musician hungry. So I went up in the line and said, one dinner for this guy. You want ham and chicken. It was a real funny time. I had with him, I had to laugh.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Yes,
nice.
Yes.
Well, legend, eh?
Legend, a real legend. You'll be greatly missed.
Yeah.
And his music will live after him, and I hope he find peace with his maker.
Indeed. All right, sir Dunbar. Take care.
Good, man.
All right. Good.
Thanks for having me.
We have more callers. Good morning, Cleveland.
Well, trust me. Ernie was one of our good neighbor here in Sterling Castle.
Mm-hmm.
And very friendly and, helpful. I remember those days in the Christmas time, I would put on a treat for the children around. And show an interest in young people on a whole. I think, and take up, one of my home person here, I almost live with him for a while. And they still communicate with each other. Every time that young man comes to Jamaica, Ernie have to be one of the places him go to see him. You see? But he was a very good person. And as I say, very helpful and look out for youngsters, to help them along as they go along. And we're going to miss him. But I think that's how it is. His time is here.
Yeah.
But he's a very good person.
Okay. And I reckon, Cleveland, that your birthday is on Sunday.
And my grandson.
Oh, happy birthday, man. And happy birthday to your grandson.
Yes.
From the Nationwide family.
Yes, thank you.
Hope you have a good one.
Yes, sir.
How old are you going to be Sunday?
7 and 9.
7 and 9? What do you mean, 7 plus 9?
No. 79.
Walk good, man. Walk good.
Yes.
Always happy when
My
you enjoy.
Grandson will be 17.
Ah.
He's a Calabar scholar.
Oh, well, I think you've not made many mistakes in life, but I think as a grandfather, you should have made better representation to your children to send your grandchildren to better schools.
He's on the honor list, sir. 3 years on stretch, he's on the honor list.
Where's the Cleveland?
3 years on stretch, he's on the honor list.
Aha, nice. Nice. But again, honor list is relative, because the threshold is different at different schools. So.
Yes.
just pulling the leg by Cleveland.
Yes,
But,
I
you know,
understand. I understand.
very happy, and I wish you live to see many more years.
Thank you, sir.
79 is no small feat. No small feat. You know, so many people have died in their 60s, their early 60s, and that's pretty young. So, you know, happy to hear, man.
I give you a lot of thanks that he kept me thus far.
Indeed.
You know?
Yeah.
That's where else do you take me after this?
Yeah, man.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
All the best to my friends at Nationwide.
Yeah, man.
It's the best of the best.
Indeed.
Yeah, man.
Indeed.
All right.
Take care. Who's next? Good morning, Chris.
Morning, Saeed.
How you do?
I'm good, man.
What's up?
Well, I am a centered man, and I'm very pleased to be associated with this parish, because we have produced some great persons, to include Ernie Smith. I worked in Kingston for over 25 years, came back here, and when I met Ernest in person between Bamboo, there's a Catholic church up there, I remember seeing him, and we would chit-chat around Brownstone from time to time. I was just learning from another radio station. When you are off, I have to go on them, like during the night time. Yeah, and that is where I learned that Ernie Smith went to seek a job at a Radio Jamaica. He was unsuccessful. Went in the studio, and as a result of going in the studio, that's where the music took off. You understand? Young man, one second, I'm on phone. Yes. So I said to Mark Laned was the other night. You know, the same thing happened to me. I left St. Anne's to get a visa, and I never get the visa, and my career took off for 37 years some places. You know, some things just happen. I want to send condolences to the entire St. Anne and the family on his loss.
Indeed.
You know, but life is just for living.
Life is just for living.
And we will live on.
Yeah. And you know, that point that you make, you know, I don't think you understand, but yeah, life is just for living. It is important that you live when you can. Don't wait until retirement and all of that.
You see that song that you sing there, Saeed? My stepfather name was Benjamin Ricketts, and my brother planned a trip one summer to Hanover, where my biological father was from. And when we go down there, my stepfather never go on the trip. We went in a transit bus. And when I go down there, I hear the song singing. His name was Benjamin Ricketts. I hear the song singing. Uncle Benji in a yard, sit down on a stone. Wife and Pitney gone and left him all alone. I always remember that. Yeah, my brother passed the following year. At age 24. But we said life is just for living. Bless you. Bless your and family.
Take care.
Yes.
All right. Any other callers? Okay, we'll go for the break.
Decorate like a designer with BH Paints. The time brought to you by BH Paints is
14 minutes to 9 o'clock.
I can tell you a story about what one dance can do. What one dance can do. One dance can do. One dance can do. Listen there. After one dance on the floor, she came back wanting for more, for more. Now I don't know what it is that I've got. She whispered it was so nice, so nice. would be so unwise. Ooh, you're standing in my way. Standing in my way. You could see she was more than ready to make the move with me anytime. Not even thinking of the consequences. Oh, no. So I had to think quickly. Cause her man, his face was looking oh so mean. As if any time he could create a scene. So gently I pushed her away. Ooh, he wants to spoil the play. He's standing in my way. He's standing in my way. Whoa.
Yeah, drop off it, yeah. Skunk. Yeah. Right to it. Yeah.
Now I understand how we feel.
Pull up. Well, you know what a one dance can do.
I tell you a story about what one dance can do. What one dance can do. One dance can do. One dance can do. Listen that. After one dance on the floor,
she came back wanting for more.
Now I don't know
what it is
that I've got. She whispered it was so nice. But her man is sitting
across the way,
and he could hear
the things I say.
Now he watches
from the corner of his eyes.
So a move like this
could be so unwise. Ooh, he's standing in my way. Yeah.
Standing in my way. You could see she was more than ready to make a move with me
anytime.
Not even thinking of the consequences. No. So I had to think quickly. Cause her man, his face was looking oh so mean. As if any time he could create a scene. So gently I pushed her away. Ooh, he wants to spoil the play. He's standing in my way. Standing in my way. Oh, well,
she loves me now.
That just means I can't complain.
She loves me now,
and I must admit to feel the same. Early one Sunday morning, I took up my paper and decided to read. Phone rang with a little voice saying, you might remember me, but I wanna dance with you. And ever since the night we met, I must tell you true. You danced into my life, never out of my mind. And I believe in your minutes so low. That's what she said. I just want us now to get closer.
She loves me now.
That just means
I can't complain. She loves me now.
I must admit I feel the same.
Happy birthday greetings going out to Tony Bailey, celebrating her 70th birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday when it comes. Yes, I'm wishing you a happy birthday, Tony. There is a place for you. Indeed, there's always a place for you. Oh, and you want us to play? There's a place for me. Okay. So have a happy birthday, Tony. King, hear that? You want? There's a place for me. Happy birthday going out. Oh, happy birthday to David Watson belatedly. His birthday was on Wednesday. So happy birthday to you, sir. And we have birthday greetings going out to Joan Miller, who lives in Brooklyn, New York. Yeah? Happy birthday to you, Joan. Those greetings coming from Sandra, Charlie, Winsome, and the rest of your family. Your birthday is tomorrow, so happy birthday to you, Joan, when it comes. And of course, birthday greetings going out to Sergeant Carlington Campbell, to Mrs. Melrose Beauty Clark. Happy birthday to you both. And we have some birthdays tomorrow. Sergeant Shabana Dixon, Mr. Ricardo Livingston, Andre Bennett, Corporal Richard Days, Nisar Freighter, Gloucester Leslie, and Nigel Simpson. Happy birthday to you when it comes tomorrow. And of course, a very special birthday, Zeta Blake. She will be 101 tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah, Zeta Blake from Cold Spring out there in Westmoreland.
Zeta.
Happy birthday to you, Zeta. Yeah, over a century not out. Happy birthday to you, and I pray you continue to see many more happy birthday greetings going out belatedly to Bishop Christine Nelson of the Savannah Lamar New Testament Church. Happy birthday to you. Yeah, and our Facebook birthday celebrants: Andrea Phillips, Franklin Rogers, Tamara Lindsay. Big up yourself, Franklin, says King. Oh, if we did ever know. Happy birthday to Jennifer King, to Fiona Brown. Happy birthday to Misha Montego. Happy birthday to Angel Hutton. Happy birthday to Suzette Campbell. Happy birthday going out to Maurice Wignall and Dwayne Hill. Moving on, King. Happy birthday greetings going out to Sasha in the YouTube chat. We played one dance for you, Sasha. So happy birthday to you. And of course, we say I must big up King Maurice Wignall. Bigging you. I'm not going to mention that part. You asked to big him up, King. I'm just going to big him up. And big up yourself, Franklin Rogers. Calabar old boys, apparently. One bar, indeed. Yeah, that means when the phone are dead, one bar. When they have a little bit of gas, one bar. You're right. Happy birthday to you guys.
Get the MC sending.
Fair point. You win that one day. Happy birthday. Greetings to all our celebrants. Hope you have a good one.
I'm seeing as well Gatti MC sending happy birthday to Paulette Russell. We hope our Lord blesses you and keeps you. We wish for you long life and prosperity. Greetings are coming from your kids and grandkids. Sonia Campbell sending happy birthday to grandson Samuel Gilman over there in the Turks and Caicos. So he's all of 6 years old today. We love you, Samuel. God loves you, and we got you. Party later, baby boy. So happy birthday to you. I'm also seeing here Jem Kun sending happy birthday wishes to grandson Chad here in Toronto, Canada. His birthday is today. He's 17 years old. Hey to you, Chad, 17 years old today. Happy birthday to you from your family and your grandma, Jem. Also seeing here Vivacious Verlene Hall Smith sending belated happy birthday greetings to Lady Allison from Dehaney Park, aka Pinky. Lady Allison, aka Pinky, she celebrated her birthday on the 15th. We wish you many more blessings coming from Cindy in New York, and Alric, Trace, Molly, and the crew. Here's some more. I'm seeing here Pauline sending happy birthday wishes to son Joel, coming from his host of aunties, uncles, and cousins in Jamaica, the USA, and Canada. A KC Pass student. Enough love and blessings. So happy birthday to you, Joel, from your entire family. They're wishing for you a great day.
As long as our hearts are beating.
I realized everybody asking if I wasn't supposed to sing this morning.
Yes, he was supposed to sing.
But you know, we had to spend the time commemorating the legend who has unfortunately passed. So, out of respect for the music, you know, today I had to be Ernie Smith Day. So another time.
Okay, that's your explanation. All right. Sydney sending happy birthday greetings to Sasha, telling her to have a wonderful day. So happy birthday again, Sasha. 876 Thelma, birthday wishes to Patrick Bodden, is it? From Dover. Good health and strength. He's a very ardent listener. So good morning to you, Patrick. Happy birthday to you. Wishing for you a lovely day. Glenn Bin sending happy birthday to Sister Keisha Bins. Love you, sis. So happy birthday to you, Keisha. Hyacinth Grant, happy birthday to son-in-law Delray Robinson in Connecticut. From your mom-in-law, have a great day. Love you, son. So happy birthday to you, Delray. Happy birthday, Melody Cook, sending belated happy birthday to friend Michelle Lawrence in Patrick City. So belated happy birthday to you, Michelle. Hope you had a good one. And just a special shout out this morning as well. A special shout out to Dr. Abigail Clark over there at the Spanish Town Hospital Accident and Emergency Department. In this message for you, Dr. Clark, just want to thank her for her service and the care she showed in dealing with a patient on Saturday. So good morning to you, Dr. Abigail Clark over there at the Spanish Town Hospital. Keep doing the good work you are doing.
Really had no worth. I see love from a distance, coming but slowly. I know it's gonna last forever. I feel us getting closer, closer and closer. It's the time we get it together.
See here. Novalie sending, Novalie says it's my 16 years anniversary, so 16th anniversary today. And Nova says, so I'm thinking about my wife for being such a loyal, wonderful person in my life. Love you forever and always. Stay strong and beautiful always. So happy anniversary. Bad shoot. Yeah, bad shoot.
Supervisor, I think I'm gonna have to pull in sick now. Can't leave my woman like this now. There's one thing I can't stand, is leaving you so early in the morning. This 9 to 5 I have is surely getting to me. Na-na-na-na. For the third time this week, I think I'm gonna have to pull in sick.
I sing that one into the prospective girlfriend.
Yeah.
Apparently, people have been getting calls.
And I never have to go to work. No one knocking on the door, disrespecting the no disturb. Sorry, no baby crying, and no heart blowing. Just a whisper of our voices all day long.
As we close, happy birthday greetings to Mannix from Lorna Andrews. So happy birthday to you, Mannix. And this one says, have a fun-filled super day on Sunday, Joy Cephas. So Joy, your birthday's on Sunday. Happy birthday when it comes. Wishing for you a good one. And E. Phillips sending happy birthday to Vincent Phillips in the Grill. Wishing you all the best. Annie Smith says David Watson's birthday. David Watson, it's your birthday. Good morning to you, David. Happy birthday to you. Wishing for you a great day as well. And MJM sending happy birthday to those, on the chat who are celebrating their birthdays. So happy birthday. Blessed Marcia Favor says, Tana, please read my greeting. Where is it? Blessed Marcia Favor says, sending happy birthday to George. George will be back on Monday. George is treating with some matters, but he will be back on Monday. As we go, Delia Shirley sending happy birthday to beautiful little sis Mayoka in Baltimore, celebrating tomorrow. The kindest human around. Love you, little sis. So happy birthday when it comes. Mayoka, wishing for you a good one on your birthday. That's about it for the show. Thank you so much for tuning in to Nationwide this morning, NTM. Thanks so much to our technical operator and the musical maestro, Jermaine King, our super producer, Michelle McCray Smith, and our super editor in the newsroom, Kimon Thompson. Up next, the Consumer Hour with Norgay Banton, and at 10, Cliff Views Online. I'm Tana.
I'm Said.
Good morning.
Promising so much more. No one else can see that
you've just heard Nationwide this morning on Nationwide 90 FM.
I love you higher than anyone can count. No end to the amount of love I have, and you inspire what love is all about. Girl, I can't live without your love. 2 kisses from you, that's when I knew heaven was on my side. Forever we are 2 separate stars.
It's time for Hot Listings, Nationwide 90 FM's on-air classifieds, made for quick ads and fast results.
For sale, a 2005 Honda Civic in excellent condition, lady-driven, registration and fitness up to date. Call 876-448-3287. That's 876-448-3287.
That was Hot Listings on Nationwide 90 FM. Listings start as low as $1,500. Call 876-630-1210 to book yours today.
Fearless and fair. Nationwide 90 FM.
Your taxes hold the key.
Taxpayers, effective April 1, 2026, the annual individual income tax threshold was increased to $1,902,360, up from $1,799,376 in 2025. This change will result in an effective threshold of $1,876,614 for the year of assessment 2026, up from $1,774,554 in 2025. Therefore, individuals who are employed, self-employed, or